What is up? Yeah, you're the first one slacking since birth. First one here. Literally just hit go live. So, not too shocking that you're the first one. I mean, maybe shocking to you. But not that shocking overall. All right. So, sure am. I'm a fat bastard. How about them Cowboys? I'm not a Cowboy fan, so I really don't care. But there's not really a team in the playoffs right now that I care about, so it doesn't really matter to me who wins the playoffs. I haven't really been paying much attention. I mean, I know that Houston and the Cowboys won today, but not really a big care of the Cowboys or anyone in general in the playoffs. And the Milwaukee Bucks lost tonight, so nah, that's not the end of the world. He's not fat, he's equally thick. I'm rotund. I called myself rotund before in that that Prime News video when I was joking about a thin and light switch or a rotund switch, and then I turned sideways and lifted my belly up. I mean, it's life. I know I'm fat. I'm working out. I'm down weight. Trying to keep it going. Houston lost pretty bad. I mean, it was 21-7, but that first half was not good for them. But oh well, don't really care. I didn't watch, so mostly my reaction is just looking at what the score was at halftime. All right. So, how you guys doing tonight? Just kind of having a little late night chat that I really wasn't planning on, but I was cleaning my office, and just like every other time I clean the office or studio, I eventually get bored. So I decided to stream for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a half hour. Maybe it'll be an hour. I don't know. And eventually when I'm actually done with the full-on cleaning, it'll be the first time since I built the new studio that it will be presentable for me to show it to everyone. So then I might do a stream where I give kind of a studio tour. It will be a pretty short tour because it's not that big, but still, it's something, right? And something's better than nothing. So, plus I'll be really proud of it. It'll still be unfinished, but I can go over plans I have for certain spaces, like I have a whole nother room in this studio that is going to have a new set built in it. That'd be fun to go over plans for that. The only thing I'm worried about right now is figuring out how I'm going to do the audio for it, but I think what will happen is I'll use an extender cable, and I will try, this is keyword, try to use a lav mic connected to the mixer. The lav mic didn't work with the mixer really well last time I tried it, so I don't know if it's going to work. Otherwise, I get to walk around holding this. Whatever. Maybe I'll just use my phone. You know what? That's probably the best solution, is to just stream from my phone for the studio tour. And then, I can, show you guys. I can flip the camera to show you guys things and flip it back to me. And anyways. So directly, can you get a quick synopsis, since I've been out all day, from anyone in the chat, not just Nate? So the ones today, are you aware of the ones from earlier this week? Because these are basically this is basically an update to the ones from earlier this week. So how much I have to tell you would depend on if you know about the ones from earlier this week. No? Okay. So there were ones that came out on 4chan earlier this week that I made a video about, and I said in the video several times I thought it was fake. But they had things like Animal Crossing Back to Basics, which sounded like a weird title. And now in the new updated leaks, there's Tekken 7 coming to Switch. Link's Awakening. The Legend of Zelda Link's Reawakening. That's the one that no matter how fake this is, I really, really want it to be true. And apparently in the updated one, which has a transcript, it says something about how there's new dungeons and new items and new side quests. That's really, really interesting and something I'm interested in. This is all fake. It doesn't mean that there aren't aspects of it that are true, but some of it's just aspects that are true based on not just guesswork, but like educated guesswork. As an example, there's been 2 dates now, the 17th and the 10th. Okay, well, the 10th lands on a Thursday, right? So the 10th lands on a Thursday, and the 17th lands on a Thursday. Nintendo Directs typically land on Tuesday or Thursday. More of them land on Thursday than Tuesday. It landed on the 11th last year in January, so it landed on the 10th is a pretty good guess. And then if it doesn't land on the 10th, it would land on the 17th. So, like, again, another good guess. So those are just educated guesses. So, like, even if those dates are right, it's like, okay. I mean, I could have figured that out. I didn't, that doesn't really mean the leaks are right, obviously. And the leaks are pretty detailed, so it's easy to tell if they're fake or not. And the leak today was weird because, like, there was, like, apparently there was a 3DS section in it, but he decided not to put up the transcript for the 3DS part because it's just stuff we already know about. But if you're just copy-pasting a transcript, why delete it? And there was, like, part where he said, oh, there's just a kind of a recap of Switch games, including Daemon X Machina. And it's like, and he said, oh, but Daemon X Machina is coming out on May 12th or whatever. And it's like, Daemon X Machina is a Switch exclusive game. Why would you just cut that part of the transcript out? It really made no sense. That's why. Maybe the fact it doesn't make sense is what ends up making it true, but it's not. I've been around the block doing this for, gosh, well, since I was 12, so 20 years. Yeah, there's that. It's a run-of-the-mill, someone trying to get attention. The thing is, these run-of-the-mill, someone trying to get attention leaks on 4chan. Like 1 out of every 1,000 of them is like 100% legit. Because like the thing about 4chan is everyone's anonymous. So if you are someone that works at Nintendo, or you're someone who has this information from someone who's a family member at Nintendo or something, like if you're going to leak it, 4chan's the safest place to leak it at because no one can track you. No one knows where this information came from, so it's easy to leak it out. And that's why like 1 out of every 1,000 of these leaks is 100% legit because you don't know where the leaks are coming from. It could be completely made up, could be someone legit. And that's the weird thing with 4chan leaks is like it's usually fake, but like once in a while it's not. So yeah. Hey, not Spawnwave, how are you doing tonight? I'm all right. When was the last time a direct leak was true? We had one true last year. And it wasn't from 4chan though, the one that was true. Trying to remember which direct it was. Gosh, I'd have to go back and look. One of the direct leaks from last year ended up being true. Just like the leaks for Mario plus Rabbids before E3 in 2017 ended up being 100% true. And there was one particular person, who has been saying it was true for a long time. Like way back in 2016, they mentioned Mario plus Rabbids, and nobody... everyone thought they were just full of it, and it turns out they weren't full of it. It was legit the whole time. That being Emily Rogers, which some people don't like Emily Rogers, and I accidentally unfollowed Emily Rogers because I'm an idiot, and Emily Rogers' Twitter account is private. So unless she follows you and you follow her, you can't see anything. And it was a complete accident. I literally mistapped in the app. That's what sucks about the app. Like I was holding my phone and I dropped it and it slid down and my finger hit the unfollow, and of course it won't let me refollow because it's private. So basically, if you don't already follow her, you can't follow her. So it's just what are you gonna do? In fact, I'm actually looking at her account for the first time in forever because I have another Twitter account that lets me look at her account because she knows who I am. She knows my history at Zelda Informer. She knows I'm a YouTuber. I've actually talked to her and stuff. But it's been a long time. Yeah, she hasn't tweeted anything out in a long time. She doesn't really do a lot of leaks anymore. From what I can tell. Yeah, I mean, she retweeted some holiday sales. I didn't talk about the sales. I had a video I was going to make on all those holiday sales. And then I'm like, I mean, by the time I got to it, I figured everyone would know. Because it's literally on your Switch. Just go to the eShop and there's all the sales. It'd be different if like they also had a sale on the physical games. That's a little different. If it was an eShop and a physical game sale. But, oh, here's an interesting tweet. I think 2019 is the return of a more aggressive Nintendo. A very strong lineup of first party and third party. Wow. She says there's a lot of unannounced stuff for this year. A lot of unannounced stuff for this year. A lot. She also said, oh yeah, she also was one that noted before 2018 started that 2018 was going to be more low-key beyond Smash and Pokemon. And she said that way back before. Yeah. I think, I can't remember exactly. I think she's like married to someone who works at Nintendo, I think was how her connection worked. But obviously we don't know who that someone is, because if we did, they would be in trouble. So, and Emily Rogers, like herself, that might not even be her real name, of course. It could be like a pseudonym kind of thing, but pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. So apparently there's a bunch of games, like this lineup's already strong this year, and there's already a bunch of games that are unannounced. That's pretty cool. Though that's like something I believe, because I trust this person. I trust Laura Kate Dale. She's another person who leaks some stuff sometimes. Laura Kate Dale doesn't do as many leaks now because it's so stressful. People, oh my god, like she'll leak, 30 games, right? And somewhere in those 30 games, there'll be like that one tinge of information that changed your development a little bit, and then people just like go and blast her, and it's stupid. And it's stupidly stressful when you work at big public. I think she works at Kotaku in the UK now, and she's a big following, and it's just, I know what the stress is like on my end. Like today, I put up this video, right? And here, maybe I'll show you guys this. Low key, something I never show people. We have a Facebook page, for those who don't know. It's a really cool Facebook page. I don't really hardly do anything on it. That's how you know it's cool. Let me see if I can show you guys this. If it'll actually work in the stream today. It doesn't always work. Sometimes the stream is like, no, we don't want you to show people things. Why would you want to show people things? This is the one right there. I'll just shift this camera over a bit. All right. So I don't know how well this shows up for you guys. Maybe I'll just full screen it here. So I put up that video on the news today, right? About like Furukawa kind of saying, hey, someday we might not do like home console hardware kind of thing, like in like a long ways away. And of course, like there had to be your sensationalism style of reporting gets irritating after a while. You make it sound like they are going to stop producing consoles in the future. But if you read the interview, they said that as a last resort, well, they never said the words last resort, but that's the point. If the whole industry moves away from consoles. And it's interesting, like this isn't a very big, like bad headline. They did not say that whatsoever, except they actually said that. So, I don't know. This is just what you deal with social media. And like, this is what I imagine, like Emily Rogers, that's why she made her account private, and like Laura Kate Dale, like, that's why they don't want to leak things anymore, even though they've been proven to have legit connections for years. Because you get so much internet hate over like one tiny minute thing. I mean, I don't even have to use this as an example. Like my Facebook page is cool. If you guys want to follow it, go ahead. You just type up Nintendo Prime. It's all one word, camel case style. Anyways, Facebook.com/Nintendo Prime. If you just like go to my YouTube channel, right? Like, and I'm learning to poke fun at these things now instead of like getting upset. As you saw with maybe you didn't see it, my most recent, what was it? The Prime News episode now that has a little dry humor in it. I don't know. I guess people call it dry humor. I don't know. It's me being silly. So when I go in here, do we cross? Oh, see, we've just been stuck at this all day. 493. Then we'll go up to 495. Then we'll drop to 493. We just can't cross that 500 today. Getting angry. Not really. So if you go back and look at, which one was it? This one, okay? So, I mean, you got to learn to, and I make mistakes, right? I make tons and tons of mistakes. This isn't updated either. It's been saying this all day too. I don't know what's up with Social Blade. Anyways, so you got to learn to take the internet hate, right? Like, I want legit criticism that helps make my channel better. Now, if you guys want to go in the chat right now and tell me what you think I could do better as a YouTuber, like, go for it. I want to improve. I'm my own worst critic, but I'm like the one giving the majority of the feedback to myself. Because like when you get like hateful comments and people like wishing you to die or wanting your channel to fail or for you to delete your channel, like none of that's useful feedback, right? And I'm not going to win over people like that. I really don't care, but I do care about making my content better. And somewhere in here, there was some people. Maybe if I sort by latest comments, is probably the best way to do it. There were some people pointing out how there's some factual inaccuracies in there. Let me see here. Because there is. I admitted this in Prime News. I had some factual inaccuracies in here. Let's see here. Well, like here we go. Here's the criticism. This is more of a legit criticism, and I don't understand this one. Maybe one of you guys can fill me in, because some people get really excited about this, and some people don't. I have to realize I can't please everyone. But Scatnab here says, too many videos. Like I said, my dude, the content is lacking, and you're just flipping turds on these videos. I don't even know what that means. But sure. If you want to become a real YouTuber, I thought I was a real YouTuber, but it's okay. I'm in criticism. Stop with over-uploading. I was under-uploading before. Now I'm over-uploading. Okay. Also, you sunk to get the low and trying to get people to join your channel. So I think what he's referring to there is that I sunk to the low and doing giveaways or something. I've been doing giveaways for over a year. It's nothing new, but you can't offer that at your current status. I can't offer what at my current status? The Nintendo Switch? Sure I can. That's already like taken care of and budgeted for. It's called being an adult and learning how to budget money. I know I don't always budget my money the best, but when it comes to my giveaways, I budget the money for it. Like if I'm going to give away a $360 plus tax item, you obviously got to prepare for that. Because if you don't, you get in a lot of, like I can get in legal trouble if I don't complete that giveaway. Gleam.io is well aware of that giveaway, and they're just like, we're going to be tracking and make sure you actually ship off that item. Like I have to like actually send Gleam.io a copy of the receipt and a copy of the shipping label when I ship it, because you know that when the giveaway is over a certain amount, Gleam.io wants to verify that you're completing that giveaway. Because if you don't, they might even see. Not only will they shut down my Gleam.io account, they might possibly seek legal redemption. So I actually pay the value of that item to the person that won it. So you can't really screw around. That's the thing about Gleam.io. It holds you accountable. You can't screw around with these expensive giveaways. That's another reason why I say, hey, don't worry, I ain't backing out of that giveaway because I ain't dealing with the legal repercussions. Like that's stupid. You know, just come up with the $400 and ship it off, or it might be more. International shipping can get crazy sometimes. And it's like an electronics, so you really want to pack it well if you're doing international shipping. So again, and I don't know who won. Could be someone in the U.S., could be someone in Canada, which would be fine. Could be someone in the U.K. or Australia or Japan, and I got to ship this thing all the way across the world. And that's when it starts costing like $100+ to ship. But it's all right. You do what you got to do. But this is weird too. Like, just honestly, just give up honestly, or try a new formula of video. Okay. Your channel is dying. My channel is dying, huh? That's interesting. Let's double check those stats. My channel's dying. I don't really know if I can agree with that. Let's check the channel here. So we're down. I mean, 300 and the last 28 days we're down to 341K. So I guess channel's dying, right? Let's just glance at what's happening here. Let's go January traffic. 86.1K, so we're up 62% over the 1st through 4th. So we're up 62% so far this month in terms of views. Let's see here. In December, we were up 134% at 602. That's actually the most views we've had in a month ever in the history of the channel. let's go back to like November. So November, we were up 78% at 253K views. So even though the last 28 days we're down, you know, because we're half the, because basically, if you can't tell here, we had a viral video. We had a viral video happen. So like when it dips down, like, yeah, the viral video was done, but we're still at 300K after that viral video, like 300,000 views over the last 28 days, which is after the viral video traffic stopped coming in. That's still ahead of 253K we had in November that had the viral video hit at the end. Huh. I wonder what happens if we go back before November. I'm just curious. I actually don't know, to be honest. Let's go with 10/1 October. I hate how like, no, there it is. Gotta scroll up. All right. So let's just look at October. Huh. 147.1. You know what? Well, let's go back. Let's go back to October 2017. What were we doing in October of 2017? I'm just curious, because like if my channel's dying, then I should be getting less viewership. So I instead of growing, like you just saw, I went from 147 to 250 to 600. Now I'm down to 300, but I'm actually up. Like over the first 4-day span of January has me up over the prior month. But let me look at October of 2017. Okay. All right. Confirmed. Channel's dead. I had 300K views last October, only 150K this October. Huh. Channel's dead. I guess he's right. All right. Channel's dead. I guess I just quit. It's all over. Channel is dead. Oh, wait. It looks like I had a viral video hit. Huh. So my channel does its best when one video blows up and gets like 200,000 views. I mean, look at that, 222.9K views. Or these, I guess, are minutes. But very clearly a viral video over the other ones. Huh. Huh. So I had a viral video that month, and I didn't in October of this year. All right. Well, let's just, for craps and giggles, let's go back even further. Let's look at E3 of 2017 and compare it to E3 of this year. After all, I didn't go to E3 in 2017. So let's just look here. All right, 201,000 views. Not bad. I mean, you can clearly tell like there's like the E3 bump. You know, low view. I mean, what was I getting? What was that? 5,000 views? Yeah, look at that. I mean, you know, it had some nice average there. Very clearly had another viral video hit this month. Sony and others can't understand Switch's core audience. I remember making that video. So I had another viral video that month. I basically carried the entire month. But, okay, so I had a viral video. So remember that. I had a viral video in June. Didn't go to E3 that year. All right. This last year, you guys, you lovely fans of mine, paid for me to go to E3. Thank you so much for that. You guys sent me there, wanted me to go, went there. I thought I did a pretty damn good job. Didn't get the coverage done as well as I wanted to, but gosh darn it, I worked my butt off. All right, so let's see. What was the payoff for that? Oh, look. So we went to E3, and we almost doubled the viewership over the prior June. In fact, this money, and for those that care about money, is the most we ever made in a single month. So we doubled our viewership year over year on a year we went to E3 versus not went to E3, just to show you guys the impact of actually going to E3 and making content at E3. So you guys understand the importance of going to E3 and why I really want to go this year, even though financially it's probably not the best idea for me to go because I can't afford it, and I don't know that I should be trying to fan fund it now when I'm in the middle of like not having that other job anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to E3, probably not, but this is the difference in going to E3. Traffic stayed consistently high. I mean, look at that. Remember before it was like 17,000, right? Look at this. Look at this. From the very first day of the month, just stayed up here in the 20,000s. Dipped. Oh man, we dipped to 13. Just cruising along. Oh look, there really wasn't one viral video. So what was our top video? Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Let's Go Eevee. Hands-on impressions from E3. Our top viewed video. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, is a pleasure to play on Switch. Hands-on impressions. Again, content I could only do because of E3. Okay, there's a rant I did. Obviously did well. Rants usually do well. I don't do them very often, but when I do, they do well. Another. Wait, is that the rant? Oh, that was the rant. Another rant. Cheaters have arrived, and on down. The point is that obviously I got better year over year. So my October was worse, but I also had less content in October, and I didn't have a viral video. I guess the point is I'm not really doing worse. You can argue maybe I'm doing the same. I mean, I'm coming off the best month I've ever had, but again, viral video. Reality is 2018 was a really inconsistent month, a really inconsistent time. I mean, if we go back here and we look at July, I don't know, YouTube's going to get mad at me because you're seeing financial figures and they hate when you show that. But I mean, July stayed high too. Like we were cruising last summer. Look at that. 932 new subs. Revenue was down, but what are you going to do about that? July. Oh, you know what? Let's look at July 2017. Was July 2017 bigger or smaller? I honestly don't know. It's been so long since I looked at the numbers. I don't know. What was July 2017? Whoops, I did that wrong. My bad. Hold on. July 1st. All right. Traffic was down. All right. He's on to something. He might be on to something. I guess my channel's dead. I mean, clearly I'm still in the hundreds of thousands of traffic, but look at that. Look at August. Oh man, look at that revenue. 311.3 and only $406. Like that's just garbage. Thanks YouTube. Thanks YouTube. And yeah, I had some lulls in 2018. I mean, let's go back. That was October. Let's go back to September. Let's see September. I mean, yeah. Traffic was down in 2018. I bet you traffic was down in 2018 overall. I can't show you overall because then YouTube will really get mad at me because I'll be showing yearly revenue. And, maybe there's a way I can look at just views. No, not in here. I think if I go to Creator Studio Classic, I'm actually curious. Did we grow in viewership year over year? I know we grew in subs, but did we grow in viewership? So let's go to, I think in here I can look at just views. Yeah, I think if I just load this, then I don't have to show revenue. Okay. All right. So then let's go, can I set the date? Yes, I can. All right, so let's look at 2017. Because remember what he said. He said my channel's dying. Okay. For it to be dying, I need to have less traffic coming in one year to the next and showing a consistent decline in traffic. Right, that's at least how I would define dying, would it not? Your channel is consistently going on the decline despite getting more subs. So let's see. So for the entirety of 2017, we had 3,074,000 views for the entirety of 2017. For 2018, let's get here. Let's go up to 2018 here. For 2018, oops. Oh wait, 3,374,961. Wait a second, my channel's dying though. Why am I getting more traffic in 2018 than I did in 2017? And you're like, well, look at that viral video. Well, did you not see the viral video from before? Look at the viral video from before. I had a viral video. So, all right, well. Maybe 2018 was an anomaly. Maybe we didn't grow over 2016, right? Let's look at 2016. Heck, I don't even know the numbers for 2016. What are the numbers going to say? I'm assuming they're higher in 2017 since we were doing daily videos halfway through 2017, but who knows? Maybe I am dreaming. So let's go to December. Whoa. So my channel's dying because in 2017, I grew by over 2 million views. And then in 2018, I grew by like 350,000 views. Moral of the story is my channel's not dying. It's slowly getting more popular. Is it like Spawnwave's channel? No. Spawnwave exploded. I don't have that explosive growth. But I'm definitely, like, my channel's not dying. So this guy's wrong when he's like, your channel's dying. You could tell by the view count on the videos. You can tell by the view count on the videos. Hold on. What is the view count on the videos? What is that view count? All right, so this one's almost at 1,000 in an hour. 1.3 after 7. I mean, these ones don't never do well. The Prime Answers episodes and the live stream numbers are never that great because we don't get a ton of live stream viewers. Like, you know, we're at what, 49 right now. Like other YouTube channels my size might be at like 100. Never really built a big live stream audience. I appreciate all of you watching, by the way. I really do. But so we got 1.3K in 7 hours. This is probably going to be over 2,000. You know, because our one from yesterday is a day old, you know, is at 2.3. Again, this is another one of those. The Nate Stuff episodes and Prime Answers are two of the lowest view things we have. This and the podcast are really low views. Always. All right, so we got 2.1K, 4.6. This is a product review. There's usually, unless the game reviews do well, product reviews 1,000 do well. So it's a little under average. 1.7, 2.5, 2.3, 3.7, 3.6. Well, the stream when I lost my job got a lot of views. But I guess people like drama. 4K, 19K. Okay. 4.2, 1.2, 2.1, 5.4, 4.1. All right, so let's just go back a bit. Let's go back. Let's go back, say 2 months, right? Let's get behind that one viral video, and just kind of glance at where things were sitting. All right, this seems like maybe a good period. So I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Odyssey haven't seen attach rates. 1,300 titles on Switch and more. Okay. 1.2, 1.4, 1.8, 1.4. Podcast episode did well. This is probably in the giveaway. 1.7, 1.2, 1.5. Oh, here's the 3.7. There's a 2K. Then 1.6, 1.1. Are you noticing something here? We're kind of hovering between, you know, 1,000 to 1,500 views per video, right? That's what it looks like to me. Occasionally, we'll get a 2K or a 3.7, right? This is just 2 months ago. 2 months ago, we're getting between 1,000 and 1,500 views per video. I mean, these videos are done getting views. They are no longer getting views anymore. Okay? But my channel's dying. My channel's clearly dying. So then we zoom up here, and what do we see here? Almost 1,000 in an hour. I don't know what this one's going to end up at. You know, 1.3 already in 7, so this is, you know, going to be above average. 2.3 on our Prime News episode. Like, that's really, really good. That's over 2,000. We were barely breaking, you know, 1,000 before, so over 2,000 is awesome. Still growing a little bit, by the way. It's gained like 300 extra views past the 24-hour period, so we'll see if that continues to grow. I doubt it's going to get much more than like 2.5K. So yeah, you know, we have our low viewership on these videos that are more community oriented and not really news or like one hell of a week Prime Answers. Come on, people aren't going to like click on that like crazy. You know, oh look, some people sent me some stuff in the mail. People aren't going to click on that like crazy. I'm not beat 'em ups with like 400,000 people watching me. But 2.1 and 4.6 under 1,000. Sure, we didn't see any of those before. But then 1.7, then 2.5, then 2.3, then 3.7, then 3.6. Now, granted, you could argue this is because of drama. That's not because of drama, though. 4,000, 19, 4.2. Oh, no, we had one hit 1.2. But then 2.1, 5.4, 4.1, 5.1. 1.3 on a gameplay video of Unreal Engine 4. Oh, no, we're going down. We're a dying channel, 4.2, 3. The point is, obviously, that this person has no idea what they're talking about because they're not like me and live and die by these numbers. They don't go through the numbers on the channel and realize if my channel is dying, why is my average viewership per video up? And up pretty significantly, where basically average view per video is almost double what it was 2 months ago. And if that keeps happening, by June of this year, we might be averaging 10,000 views a video. Maybe. I'm just projecting future success. You don't know what's going to happen. But maybe. It's possible. I've had a number of videos, go over 10K. I mean, let's just re-examine this quick, just over like the past 2 months. It's been part of the growth of the channel. Let me bring this back up. So we had the 19K on Did Every Game Get Leaked? Let's scroll down here. Let me know if I happen to miss one. I'm just kind of glancing around with my eyes quick. 87K on this one. That's 2 videos over 10K just in the last 2 weeks. This one over 80K. I mean, that's way up there. The other one's almost at 20. That's also nice. Let's see here. Had a couple at average viewership. Then boom, 4K. 4.9K. A slew over 3, 4, and 5. That one's at 6. 9.5. Oh, geez. See, I thought this one was for sure at 10, so I'm sorry. Just finished under 10. Doesn't count. That one at 7.2. Oh, man. 309,000. Well, that's definitely 3. 3 over 10K. 4 over 10K. Well, it all leaks. Super Smash Bros. Leak. There you go. That's at 33K. And keep in mind, I was only getting like 1,000 views, 1,500 views 2 months ago. Oh, Nintendo over Russia CEO issue. That's 5. Oh, almost with the Overwatch Blizzard stuff. 5.8. Slew of them. No, we're getting back to the 2 months ago when viewership was lower. So 5 videos over the last month or so have gone over 10K. I used to go entire months without seeing a video cross 5,000 views. The point is, the channel is growing. And it's growing a lot over the past month and a half-ish. And I want it to keep growing. Let me zoom out a bit more here. Or did I just zoom in? I just zoomed in. I want to zoom out. So, yeah, I'm all for criticism. There's nothing wrong with criticism. If you're wondering why this plus is here, the camera, like, give it like a 30 seconds. I touched it, so it's got like the overlays on the screen, and part of the overlay is like off screen. Like if I can select this entire screen, like, no, not that. Oh, whatever. Anyways, it'll go away here in like a minute. There you go. Now you can see it. All right, let me see what some people are saying in the chat. I know I've been kind of ignoring chat. I'm sorry. I usually don't ignore chat that much. Just comments like that like grind my gears when they're not true. Criticize my channel. Give me, I want to get better. So I guess my question to you guys is, what can I do better? IGN Moon, I don't know who that is. Is that someone who works at IGN? They just subscribed 22 minutes ago. Jay Senator, by the way, sorry I didn't shout you out. I was in the middle of my little thing. Jay Senator 06 donated $10 to a super chat. Said, God bless Nate. The super chat is for you and your family in this hard time. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I should advertise the fact that we are that you can become a member of the channel. I'll put a link in the chat here. If you become a member of the channel, you get to use exclusive emojis like these bad boys right here in the chat. Plus, you get a little symbol next to your name. So, I mean, oh, and you get to be part of our Discord server. You guys want to see what that looks like quick? I never show the Discord server. I guess that's a good way. Oh, and if you become a member of our Patreon as well, you get to become a member of the Discord server too. But let's see here. So let me show you guys this. Let me scoot the camera on over a bit. And show you guys our Discord server that you can become part of too. As a member of Patreon or a member of our YouTube channel, through that link I gave. Link to the Patreon's down in the description. Where are you? Browser source? No, not that one. Display captures, what I want. That one. So yeah, here's our Discord server. These are just the rules. Swearing is allowed, but please use some discretion below. Those are just the rules. We got our announcements. I don't make too many announcements. Like last one was what? Back in October? I don't know. Or back, was it December 3rd, 2018? Yeah. But then, like, these are all the content announcements. So if you don't get notifications, by the way, if you never get notifications, being part of our Discord server is great because every single video is automatically posted here, and it tags at everyone. So everyone on the channel gets a notification as long as your notifications are turned on for the server. So if you have your notifications turned on for the Nintendo Prime Discord server, you will always be notified of every live stream and of every video we post, period, automatically. You don't rely on YouTube. You don't rely on me remembering to put it up on Twitter and then finding it in your Twitter feed. You literally, it's a bonus I don't really talk about when you're part of the Discord server. It's basically the ultimate way to ensure you get to watch every video. We have our general chat, which is actually pretty active since we got some new patrons in here and stuff. Lots of activity today in there. We have gaming channels. We have a radio channel if you want to just go chill and listen to music with people, stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. We got game rooms if you guys want to game up. I know you can use the Nintendo Voice Chat app, but if you for some reason you don't want to, you want to use the Discord chat, you can too. So, anyways, shout out to Duo Master as well. He kind of set up that server for us. So, thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, see what some people are saying in the chat now. Been a little bit since I've kind of I don't want to say ignored the chat. I just been a bit since I looked at it. Let me see. Do you think Nintendo's going to discontinue the 3DS this year? I don't know if they're going to discontinue it. But Retro Cheats has some feedback. Channel feedback. Unless if I am interested in the topic, you're kind of boring. Okay? He goes on to say, sound more excited. You're kind of bland, honestly. I mean, I sound excited when I'm excited for the news. I mean, the bottom line is, I'm 32 years old. I'm not a teenager anymore, right? Like, I used to get hyped over everything. As an example, I'll just go grab some random news here let's go to, let's see, let me move this over. Let me put up my browser again. So I'll give you an example of what I used to be like when I was a lot younger. Say my teenage years or my early 20s when I would see certain news. So let's just go to like this place. They have like all the big news. So the president, says he's flexible when it comes to their future. All right, so I know what the story is. And let's go to Nintendo Everything. This is the story I reported earlier today. You can go down and I read something like this. This is me as a teen or a 21-year-old. Oh, let me see here. It's been over 30 years since we started developing consoles. Nintendo's history goes back further than that. Through all the struggles that they faced, only thing they thought that what was to make next in the long term. Perhaps our focus as a business could shift away from home console flexibility. It's just, wait a second. What did you just say? Perhaps our focus as a business could shift away from home consoles. Nintendo! Are you serious? You're taking home consoles away from me? After 30 years of my life, you're taking home consoles away. You gotta be joking. Come on. Oh, better run to the internet, better. Tell Nintendo how angry I am. That's how I used to react. Now today, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not going to overreact to it. Why would I overreact to something that doesn't deserve an overreaction? Am I supposed to overreact to everything? It's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, I'm not a young kid anymore. This is kind of maybe the difference of my channel over maybe some channels that have some younger YouTubers involved, is that I'm not going to get like super excited or like super angry over everything. Like, I'm not really part of that reactionary culture anymore. I've grown up. I've matured. So I appreciate that you think I'm kind of boring unless it's a topic you're interested in. But if you think about it, if you like what I have to say when you're interested in the topic, then really the problem is that I don't cover enough topics that interest you in terms of the way that I handle my channel. And again, that's just me getting fake angry there. Let's see what a fake excitement would be. Let's see here. So what's something that when I was younger I might get excited about? Oh, here we go. The data mine, right? I won't show anything, but let's just pretend, that I'm not going to spoil anything for the data mine, but let's just pretend I now know that, like, as an example, let's say the data mine was Banjo-Kazooie or so, I don't know, just something, a character I really wanted. Oh my gosh, guys, did you see this leak? The second Smash Ultimate DLC Pass Fighter has been data mined. Dude, guys, this is legit. This is legit. Are you hyped yet? Are you hyped? This is legit. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're getting Banjo-Kazooie. And he's going to be pissing all over the screen. Oh my God. You're going to be... Ah! That's me as a teenager in my early 20s. What's the point of that excitement? What's the point of it? Like, what purpose am I going to serve besides almost breaking my office chair, which I just almost did? Breaking a $450 chair I can't afford to replace. What's the point of getting, like it's funny. I get that. I'm sure you guys in the stream are just laughing. But, like, that's cool to get excited like that when you're young and you're a kid. But, like, when you're older, I'm going to give myself a heart attack, man, if I get excited like that all the time. I can't get hyped like that all the time. I will have moments. There are still moments. Luigi's Mansion 3 announced it before. I got pretty excited during the live stream for that. The thing is, it's hard to get excited during the standalone videos as much as the live streams, because in the standalone videos, I already know the news. So what am I getting hyped for? If I had a hype moment or I had an exciting moment, I already had my moment either off camera or during live stream. But that's not who I am anymore. I don't want to say I'm more mature or that acting that way is immature, but acting all those ways is overreactions. It's overreactions. It's an exaggeration of emotions that aren't really true to what I'm feeling. So I could sit there and get super, super hyped or like super, super disappointed about everything all the time and basically act bipolar. But why? Or I could just be me. Be a realistic, throw a few dry humor pieces in, give you my serious thoughts and opinions on things, and yeah, let my fandom and my excitement come out and get fleeting. Whenever the next new major Zelda title gets announced and unveiled, you can bet like my jaw is going to probably drop to the floor unless I'm angry, and then you'll get some anger comments. There'll be moments like that still come from me that remind me how much and how passionate and how much of a fanboy I can be sometimes. But I've been playing games for like 30 years of my life, man. Like, I'm not going to get excited like when I was a kid anymore because I just expect certain things now. Like, Switch is successful. I expect it to get good games. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, like, I want, like, your criticism is completely legit, and I am not trying to dismiss it at all. But I don't, like, what do you want me to do? You probably want me to be more like I just was now, and because you want me to be more excited, and I don't know how to fake that excitement. Like, that's kind of the thing with my channel. There's plenty of channels that will give you that excitement. And if you listen to the podcast ever, by the way, you get a lot of raw stuff there. Like when I was talking about Philip, like there were some real emotions coming out when I talked about the Philip Mewson stuff this summer. There was a lot of emotions coming out talking about directs and talking about all these things in the podcast because I'm having a conversation with somebody else as well. When you have those like OJ, you guys saw the debate with OJ. You saw a lot of passion come out with that. You probably saw some passion come out on the Spawncast when I was on that. All of those are events that I'm involved in conversations with other people. So when it's just me and a camera, so it's just me and you guys, but I can't, you guys aren't talking to me yet because you guys can't see it as I'm making it. So it's just me and you guys talking, or me talking to you guys. Talking into this lens, this very lens right here that I make 90% of my content in, 98% of my content in. What do you want me to do? Fake it? Like, I mean, you probably do want me to fake it, but like that humor that I put, like the humor some people liked and some people didn't like in the Prime News episode on Friday. I don't know if people know this. I don't really script Prime News. What I do is I make a list on Notepad on my computer of all the headlines, all the news I'm going to cover, because usually I'm covering news that I've already, because now Prime News is a recap show, so I'm basically just covering news I've already covered and recapping it at the end of the week, right? So I don't need to do all the research because I've already done all the research and had the follow-up news come out and all that. So I just put little headlines, and then I take my phone, I take a picture of it, I plug in my lav mic, I set the camera up, move the lights around, get it in position, choose whatever backlighting I'm going to use, whatever shirt I'm going to wear, and I hit record on here for the audio, hit record on the camera, clap 3 times, sync everything up, and then try to make sure the camera's actually in focus, which is a problem sometimes because I can't be behind the camera to refocus it. And when I take my glasses off, I'm like blind, but when I put them on, there's light glare, so I don't like putting them on because it makes me look like I'm constantly shooting lasers out of my eyes, which is a fun little like practical effect that I don't really want. I mean, even now, like you can kind of see like the screen reflecting out of this eye here. Anyways, the point is that while I'm doing all that, like that comedy was all natural. That was me. I can be goofy and I can be silly. It wasn't just the editing. Some of that stuff was like I was just coming up with things on the fly. Like literally just coming up with stuff on the fly because this is news I've already covered and it's boring for me to recover it again. So to make it not so boring, I decided to have a little fun with it or poke fun at things that people say about me. Like as an example, even in the comments on that video, the very first comment posted was me mocking the fact that people were used to say anyways that Prime News is a copy of SpawnWave. I mean, Prime News, the way I'm doing it now, is definitely not a copy of SpawnWave. But the way I was doing it, everyone kept saying, oh, you're just like SpawnWave. SpawnWave does it better. Why watch you? Blah, blah, blah. So, like, I just poked fun at myself over it. Like, I can't do that in every video, though. Like, when a news topic comes up, I want to talk about it seriously. I don't want to overreact all the time. I think the internet's full of overreactions, isn't it? I think it is. I think the internet's full of overreactions. And I know because I see enough content that does it. I watch Dreamcast Guy give his rants, and man, I love his rants. And sometimes I'm like, I think you're overreacting a little too much. But that's what his audience wants, and that's who he is, and he's staying true to himself. So I don't know. All I care about is that I'm passionate. But, I do appreciate that feedback, though, because I don't want people to be bored watching my content. And I haven't read the rest of the chat, but I hope that's not a general sentiment. But I do appreciate that feedback. I don't know what I can do to change that, though, because it would require changing me, and I don't know. I mean, I know some people put on an act for YouTube, and that's fine. It's a job. Put on an act. I can act. I actually used to be an actor. Like, not professionally. I used to do, like, plays and musicals and stuff. But I don't know, man. Let me read down. Duo says, maybe work on thumbnail art a bit, like trying to theme like colors and such to make it more appealing and look at and click rate. Hold on 1 second. That's actually a very good piece of feedback. I'm gonna grab a cold beverage. Pepsi Max Wild Cherry Edition. Anyways, so maybe work on thumbnail art a bit. So thumbnails has been something I've been experimenting with ever since I went back to like getting rid of the branding in most of my thumbnails and like just doing random crap. It seems to be more eye-catching. The thing is I'm not good at Photoshop. I don't know if that has been obvious to people. I suck at Photoshop. Okay, I really, really suck at Photoshop. I mean, I don't even know if I call myself competent at video editing, let alone Photoshop. I'm way better at video editing than I am in Photoshop, though. So, some people, some YouTubers, I know this, some YouTubers in general suck at thumbnails. So what they do is they have somebody else make the thumbnails for them, right? So they have like a person who volunteers, or they pay. If they're a bigger YouTuber, they pay. And they have someone make every thumbnail for everything. So basically what they say is, here's the title of the video. Here's the news it's about. Make me a thumbnail. And then they just make a thumbnail, or they come up with a style of thumbnail, and they just kind of do that style, and that's what happens. Now, personally for thumbnails, I think there's a few things I want to do different. One thing is, based on the style of thumbnail, I want it to suggest what the content is a bit more. As an example, this is a news piece. This is a discussion piece. I want there to be a different style to each of those thumbnail types. I don't know how to do it. The Prime News style is going to stay with the old thumbnail type. The Nintendo Prime border, me kind of cropped into it, and then some images in the background. Like that style of thumbnail is just going to be exclusive for Prime News now. The thumbnail, You know, the thumbnail for the podcast always has the little podcast logo on it. That's what denotes that this is a podcast episode. But I don't know what to do for all the other thumbnails, because the crazier I make my thumbnails, or the more simplistic I make them, really. Like, have you guys seen my thumbnails lately? They are hot garbage. At least I think they're unappealing. But they get more views. So let me look at the thumbnails here. I mean, this one's okay, but still, like this one I'm talking about for Prime News, like stuff like this. That's the style I'm gonna do for Prime News. These are literally just images from that were on the camera. You know, text over an image, text over an image. This has a little bit of editing, but it's still pretty basic. Text over an image, text over an image, text over an image with an extra image added in. Text over, well, 2 images put together with text. This one's 2 images plus a red background and some text. Like, this one had a little bit more effort put into it, but it's still like really simplistic. And I found out that like the more simple I make these things, and the more gaudy they look, the better viewership I get. I don't know why that is. It's almost like Review Tech USA style. Review Tech USA has some pretty ugly thumbnails, but they work. So I used to put a lot of effort into my thumbnails, but like they're almost too complicated. Does that make sense? Like simplifying the thumbnails is always the best way. But again, I don't know. I suck. I suck at it. I fully admit I suck at it. So I appreciate that feedback, duo. I just don't know what to do. I still don't know what to do about that. Let's see here. You know, and maybe, Duo, you have some tips and some tricks for me I could use, because I'm not very good at Photoshop. I don't know how to make good thumbnails. I've never known how to make good. This is a problem I've had dating back to Zelda and Farmer and my prior jobs, where I've had to have like images and thumbnails. Like, I don't know. I used to just grab fan art or grab like a screenshot and throw it up. It's easier to do with a news article on a news website, right? For some reason, you don't need to have like a fancy thumbnail for those to blow up on social media. But to grab people's attention on YouTube, you got to have something fancier than just like a still image. I don't know why, like on a website versus YouTube, it's different, but it just is. But I agree. I need to do something better, and I don't know what to do. I mean, the idea of looking at a color spectrum is a good idea, or like colors that work well together. You know, like black and yellow work well together or something like that. Finding like the colors that contrast each other well is definitely something I could look at, a color contrast chart, to figure out, like, if I'm going to make the text this color, how well does it look against the imagery that has like this color on it? Instead of me just looking in Photoshop and being like, oh, does that look okay to me? I don't know. Well, I could look at a color spectrum chart, and that'll tell me, hey, look, people are going to be able to tell these contrast well together. But that is definitely something I could work on, especially with text color, as I'm starting to put some color in my text and not have it all just be white all the time. Let me see here. Ben Tendo said hit that like button. Edward Norton is saying, he's saying you're pumping out unnecessary news. And then he says, oh, sinking low. He might be talking about you drinking. That's like everyone who isn't an MP sub criticism. Oh, did I drink? Is that? See, here's the thing. I don't know. I don't really I don't really talk to people who are not subscribed to my channel. Does that make sense? So, dude, are there actually people that have a problem with me drinking on my live streams? I'm not saying I'm going to stop. I'm just curious. Are there actually people that have an issue that I take shots on my live streams? And I'm not talking about like kids. Obviously, you know, younger kids and stuff like that have issues with that at times. And speaking of issues with that, where the heck is all my booze? Oh. Speaking of issues, since apparently people don't like that I do shots, just like when people didn't like that I dance, we gotta do a shot. I mean, it's only appropriate that, you know, if people don't like me doing something, then I have to do it more, right? But no, for real, are people, like, if you guys talk to people who aren't subscribed to my channel, do they not really, like, do they really not like the shot? Like, I can always not do the shots. The shots were more of a 1, I'm an adult, and I'm going to do adult things. That's just what happens when you're an adult. 2, I kind of like drinking and playing video games. It's kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe some people don't get that, but it is fun. And 3, obviously, it's like people, it drives super chats and donations. So there's that. So I don't know. Like, I realize I'm not going to read the comments on this for a while, but I just think it's an interesting point. If there are people out that aren't fans of the channel that say, hey, we don't like that you do shots. It's just because I'm fat? Like, if I was Etika, no one would be like, oh, we hate Etika because he does shots. But is it because I'm me? I don't. Then again, I mean, if you're watching Etika's channel, you got to be okay with everything. So, let me see here. So I appreciate that feedback, Edward. I just, I want some more confirmation that like, that actually is something that people have an issue with. Matthew Camp was so entertaining when you get that. Oh, when I was defending myself over the channel dying thing. Let's see here. What is the claim you're checking? Oh yeah, guys, I'm sure you figured it out by now. It was the guy who was saying my channel was dying. I should do gameplay. Okay, so about gameplay, like what I noticed. Okay, during E3 this year, there were a number of things people loved about my coverage from E3. 3 things. 1, the people that are my most hardcore fans love the vlogs. The daily vlogs we did during E3 were awesome. No, I'm not becoming a vlog channel, and I'm not vlogging my life. There's too much work for me to do already, too much stuff with my kids. I'm not vlogging my life, and I don't want to involve my kids more in the channel than I already do. They appear on Prime Family. Every now and then they pop in a live stream. I don't really want to, I kind of limit their exposure. Yes, they can know what I do. Yes, they can be part of what I do occasionally, but I want them to experience other things. I talked about this in another live stream. But the big thing is that what was I saying now? I'm just checking the chat again to see where I was going with this. Oh, the gameplay. So during E3, people loved my hands-on impressions, and they loved the exclusive gameplay. And obviously the vlogs. But the exclusive gameplay and the hands-on impressions did really, really well, and people really liked that stuff. And there's a lot of comments back then, we want you doing more of this. Well, the problem is, to do the hands-on impressions and to do the exclusive gameplay that people are going to care about anyways requires that you have early access to games. At E3, you have early access to games. I don't get review copies. So because I don't get review copies, I don't really get early access to games. So I can give impressions on things, but they won't be hands-on. And by the time they're hands-on, all of you are playing the game already anyways. And I do, I have reviews coming out every single month starting this month, but it's still not something that I actually think is something that I can do yet. Like what Game Explain does or some other channels do where they have their hands-on impressions and their exclusive gameplay. I want to do that stuff. Like that stuff really interests me. All of it requires early access to games I don't have. Now, one thing I thought about doing it with is maybe starting with indie games, because indie developers are really, really willing to give you early access to stuff. Like I have indie developers emailing me all the time, sending me review codes and so I can get review copies of indie games. So I had thought about like maybe starting with that. Like, hey, look, let's start with hands-on impressions and stuff of indie games. Now, it takes time, and I don't know how many people are going to care about my impressions of indie games, but it would be something that would be maybe interesting to start with, and then start reaching out to third parties and see if I can get like 2K or Ubisoft to maybe come in eventually once they notice, hey, look at the traction he's getting with his stuff with this stuff. But I don't know. Ultimately, Nintendo needs to put me in their ambassadors program, and I'll be set. But I don't have any update on that. In fact, I should probably email them because it's been a little bit since they got back to me about the ambassadors program. Let's see here. Or like interacting with your fans, polls and stuff, or like playing games with your fans. So I do, we do polls on the community tab. There are polls on the community tab. So I do polls. I don't know if I've done one in like a week or so, but I do polls usually at least once a week, if not more. Sometimes they're silly, like, what's your favorite breakfast, protein? Is it like eggs, bacon, sausage, or whatever? Something silly like that. What's your favorite topping on pizzas? Other times it's like serious, like what's your game of the year? Or like, what's your favorite game between these two? Or I don't know, what's your favorite item in this game? Stuff like that. And then, so I do have polls. I just don't, maybe I should do them more often. And then playing games with my fans. I do play games. It was a little spotty for a while because I didn't have a capture card, and I'm not back on a regular stream schedule yet. But I just played Smash Bros with fans, and Splatoon 2 with fans over this past week. So I do play games with the fans when I can get it in at night. At night's the only time I can do it. So I do that once in a while. But what are you gonna do? I can't do it all the time, and I only play with patrons, or usually I only play with patrons and members of YouTube because handing out my friend code publicly has led to a lot of issues. So mostly just that I don't want to spend 2.5 hours every day deleting people off my friends list to add new people. That's what happens when your friend code's public. Sergio Alum said, "How's the job hunt?" I'm not looking for a job, so this is the job right here. I'm trying to make this my job. I will hunt for a job in 3 months, and I'll probably find one within a week because there's a lot of places hiring in my area. Let's see here. Your channel's fine, thank you. Why would anyone play Tekken 7 on the Switch? I don't know. Why would anyone play any game on the Switch? Because you could take it with you anywhere. Let's see here. Dab. Yeah. One of those things with dab. Sorry, I'm promise. I'm kind of speeding through the chat now to catch up to what you guys are saying. Can I join for free? I wish. Retro Tree says, I think Prime has already lost his passion. He turned this channel into a survival channel, which is bad. It might get worse each week if he doesn't snap out of it. Snap out of what? Snap out of what exactly? You're the one that's getting bored with my content, so that's why I'm just asking, like, what do you mean snap out of what? Like, I went back and was watching some videos from 2017, and, like, the content I'm making right now is so much higher quality than back then. And I'm not just talking, like, the camera and the microphone. I'm just talking, like, my presentation, my editing, what I'm saying. It's more coherent. So I don't know. Like, maybe I got over the Switch honeymoon. Maybe there was, like, a honeymoon period at the beginning, like, in that midway point in 2017. You know, the Switch came out, and it's this brand new, awesome, exciting device that you're really hyped about. I mean, maybe that. But that's not a lack of passion. That's just the honeymoon period, right? Like in any relationship, you have, like, the beginning of a relationship is usually really, really exciting when you're getting it fresh. But the question is, what do you feel like about that relationship after that initial rush of excitement? Usually you're not as excited anymore, but you could still be really, really happy. So me and my fiance, we've been together 8 years. Like, no, a relationship right now today is not like it was the first 6 months we started dating because you had that initial rush. But that doesn't mean that we're not as happy and as excited and as loving to each other, right? It's just, you know, you get past that honeymoon phase, and then you see, how do you feel afterwards? And I still feel pretty passionate. I just don't, you know, feel the need to have to overhype everything, you know. But again, you're being honest. I appreciate the honesty. Let's see here. Can I quickly recap the newest direct rumors? A bunch of release dates and Tekken 7. Let's see here. Hey, did I miss much? I was watching the Prime Answers video and I didn't see the stream. That's okay. A lot of people end up not seeing the stream or getting notifications. I get in to see Nate acting crazy. Oh, what? They want you to act fake? I don't know. They want me to act a way that is not a way I'm currently feeling or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Retro Cheats is the one. Jay Senator says, you have my permission to get hyped during a live reaction video to a new Nintendo Direct. And I do when it's something that I'm hyped about. That's why I said a lot of my getting excited moments happens in live streams because it's live. You're getting a live reaction. Whereas, like, by the time I cover the news in a video, I've already had that excitement wash over me if it existed. Like, I try to record the video while I'm excited, if it's something I'm excited about. But that doesn't always happen, right? Like, that rush of excitement doesn't usually just maintain at that super high level because I have a lot of things going on in my life. Video games are a big part of it. This channel's a big part of it, but I have a lot of things, like more important things going on in my life, like my children. So staying at that super high level when you're a parent is really hard when you have like, oh man, my son has to go to the dentist and he had to get dental surgery the other day. Or my daughter got in trouble at school. Or my fiance had a really stressful day at work and I got to think about how I'm going to rub her back tonight to make her feel better and make some romantic meal. And like you're thinking of all these other things that are more important than, video games and YouTube. And so like you're still excited. Like I'm really excited to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One X. Still haven't fired it up yet. It's still just sitting over there installed, waiting for me to play. But I have all these other games I'm playing right now. Octopath Traveler, trying to get my Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee review done. And then I have to finish a couple other back catalog games on Switch. And then I'll finally maybe get to Red Dead Redemption 2, unless something launches this month. If they drop Yoshi this month or something that I want to play or get a review out for. So, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. But I understand, like, if I'm boring to you, I get it. I don't know. I can't really just... I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't be something I'm not. Does that make sense? I don't want to fake it. Like I told myself in doing YouTube 2 years ago, when I decided I was going to try to do videos every day and eventually turn this into a career or into a job, which is exactly what I'm kind of forced to do now. I got like a few months here to try to really make this work on YouTube. And I always told myself I'm always going to be true to me. So, meaning I'm not going to put on an act just for the sake of viewership. I realize I could try to force comedy into everything I do and make that part of my thing. Like Beat 'em Ups. Beat 'em Ups has some comedy in a lot of the stuff, but he's just a generally comedic person, right? It comes naturally to him. He doesn't always script those jokes. They just happen. My Prime News video. It happens naturally to there because I've already, seen all the reactions and already have my snarky ideas of how to respond to people that I just don't do. And I'm trying to entertain myself. So I'm just doing what I would do to entertain myself when telling people about a story, like talking to Eric. So that's just me being me, but being me in a way that I'm in the mood to be comedic. I can't be me and be like, oh, let's talk about these Nintendo Direct leaks and like, hey, let's mock everyone and make fun of everyone when I'm not really feeling that, right? And if I'm going to wait for me to feel like in a mood where I want to mock people, make fun of people, or come up with really lame, memey jokes at the age of 32 when I don't really care about memes anymore, as an example, in that Prime News video, when I put in, I had that little mention of Yoshi committed tax fraud VR game or whatever, like, that was a pretty forced joke. I put that in there because I knew people liked it. That's not me. I don't care about the Yoshi's, committed tax fraud meme. I literally don't. Do you know the way? Like, I don't care about these memes. They're not funny to me. They're just not funny to me anymore. They might have been hilarious to me when I was 21. When I'm 32, it doesn't really matter to me anymore. I threw that joke in a list of, because I was already doing a joke, and I'm like, yeah, people are going to think this is funny if I throw that meme in. Why haven't I memed Bowsette more? I don't find Bowsette funny. Like, Bowsette became like this big cultural thing this summer, and I did one video on it where I went down the rabbit hole. I had a forced overreaction, like me looking at the Bowsette porn or whatever on YouPorn. I didn't show it, but I clearly, made sure the audio was heard a little bit that I was actually playing the video on my phone. I forced a reaction there. That reaction was 100% fake. And you know what I felt like after that video, after I put up that Bowsette video? I felt like I just lied to 40,000 people. I just reacted to Bowsette, diving down the rabbit hole of Bowsette. I just reacted to it in a way that's a complete lie. I just made people think I'm feeling something about this Bowsette stuff that I'm not actually feeling. Guys, I've been down the internet rabbit hole on way worse things than Bowsette. I've watched thousands of hours of porn in my life. I'll openly admit that right now. Like, porn-wise, I've seen worse crap than the Bowsette stuff. Like, I've been, like, on 4chan and gone to, like, the B-tard section. Like, what? I've seen so much crap that, like, Bowsette is nothing. It's not that funny to me. It's a clever, like, I thought, okay, I'll say this. The person who made the comic, right, the OG comic that started all of this on Twitter, I thought that comic was clever. It was a very, very clever comment that got a little smirk out of me, okay? I read that comment the first time. I was reading the comic, And I already knew about the Bowsette stuff, didn't know where it came from. I was reading the comic, I got to the end, and I was like, okay, that was pretty good. But that was it. I didn't think it was like this big thing that I needed to start making fan art for and watching porn and like... And I felt terrible after that video because it was one of the fakest videos I've ever made in my life on this channel. I just faked emotions to try to be entertaining. I don't want to fake it. I understand, like, that's part of, like, JonTron. People like JonTron. Like, yeah, he laughs at his own jokes, but a lot of the jokes, he fakes it, right? Like, he fakes the funniness. Like, he's acting. He's putting on a show. And that's fine if you're acting and putting on a show, but I don't feel like Nintendo Prime's an act. I don't feel like this is a joke or a show. Like, this is me passionately talking about video games. And if it's something that I just don't really care about, I can't fake the emotions. I mean, I can fake the emotions, but then I feel terrible about it. I hate that Bowsette video. I'm surprised I haven't deleted it yet. Probably because I don't really delete anything, to be honest. I unless it's a live stream, I don't delete videos. So even when I make really bad mistakes, I own up to that crap. Unless it's something that's gonna get my channel deleted. I've never made a mistake like that. So, but let me see here. Last time I was really excited was when Breath of the Wild came out. Yeah, if you guys go back on this channel, if you go back to the Zelda Informer podcast, the E3 2016 Zelda Informer podcast, you'll see me on it, Eric, Zion, who actually just did a video. You might recognize him from the top 10 or the Zelda ranking video he did for Nintendo Life last week. I know him. He actually lives in Wisconsin. He used to work with me at Zelda Informer. He's a really good dude. He's in a band too. He's a super nice guy. Every time he comes to town, we try to like hook up, but then we forget. Like he forgets to contact me, and then I contact him like the day after he was already in town. So whatever. Anyways, Zion, and then geez, why am I drawing a blank on who the fourth person was? Probably because I've only ever seen them that one time. See, Zion, I've seen a few times. Anyways, the point is that like you'll see me talking passionately about Zelda. There was a video I did. I'm just glancing. I'm not going to show you guys on the channel right now. I'm just glancing at the video where I was really passionate about what I was talking about recently. It was Zelda related. I know that. Like the Breath of the Wild content arriving in 2020. There's a section in there, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, where I'm like, dude, I'm really excited about this kind of thing. I wasn't getting like super, super high because again, these are like rumors. These aren't like facts. But when if facts come up, like passionately talking about Zelda is easy for me. I love the Zelda series. I could talk about that Zelda series like Arlo can talk about Pikmin. I mean, he loves Pikmin. He can talk passionately about Pikmin and Mario Sunshine. That's the way I am with like the entire Zelda series. And I could talk passionately about a lot of different games. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people like example. I talk passionately about sales numbers all the time. One of the criticisms I hear a lot of time is that why are you always talking about sales? Because I passionately care about sales figures. So I talk about them, and I hope my passion comes through. Maybe it's boring because you're not interested in the topic, but I'm pretty passionate about it. Just because I'm not getting like, I don't know, like what do people want me to do? I don't know. Like tell me, what are you guys trying to get out of me? And what do you like about what I do too? I mean, don't just criticize. Let's go all across the board. Like, what do you like and what do you don't like? And let's see if we can find some common ground here on something that I can maybe change about myself or change about my videos or like do it with the thumbnails. Duly noted, man. Like, I need better thumbnails. I suck at thumbnails. I don't know what to do. So, let's see here. You like the Giannis jersey? Nice, Trixpus. Yeah, I'm a big Bucks fan. And if Chris Middleton gets extended, I want to get a Chris Middleton jersey too. I already want one, but I want to wait and see if he gets extended because this is last year. Under contract anyways. Let me see here. Nate, is Chrome screwing up now or my feed? I don't know. I don't know what you were talking about then. Video's glitching out. The video's not glitching out on my side. Maybe it was when I moved the camera. Maybe the cable came partially unplugged for a moment. Coke is superior to Pepsi. I like Coke better than Pepsi, but I like Pepsi Max better than Coke Zero. I don't know why. It just has a better flavor to me. I like them both, but I definitely like regular Coke versus Pepsi. It's no contest. Coke's better. I thought I stopped soda. I did not stop soda. I have reduced my soda intake. I'm down to like 3 cans a day. I used to do like a 12-pack a day. Actually, I used to do more than that. So I have reduced the amount of soda I take, and I drink a lot more water. I just literally drank like 8 bottles of water today. I got to get some more. Or I really just got to refill the bottles. I don't have to get more bottles. Let's see here. Knockfox says, what about diversifying your backgrounds? Like maybe more artwork, such as posters, paintings, and statues. That requires that I have posters, paintings, and statues. What you see is what I got. You see that back there? That's the extent of my gaming stuff. Well, plus the Xbox One Xbox on the ground. That is going to go in the collection somewhere. I'm going to try to condense some things. I'm going to take like, I'm going to try to condense all of my Zelda stuff to one shelf if I can. It's going to be hard. Probably like that big shelf you see there. That shelf. I'm going to try to like get all of this stuff here and some of the stuff down here all on that shelf. It's going to look really crowded because I have a lot of Zelda stuff because I did Zelda. I was only covering Zelda for like 10 years. So I have a lot of Zelda stuff. But and that way that shelf over there and the one below basically what I'm trying to do is I want to make it so it doesn't look like all I have is Zelda, even though most of my collection is Zelda stuff when it comes to art pieces or whatever. Like the 4 art pieces on the wall. I only have one other art piece besides those 4, and it looks out of place when I put it on the wall next to all these Zelda paintings. It just feels out of place. So that's something. So like I don't have posters. I have those t-shirts, the Nintendo Prime t-shirts and a couple gaming t-shirts that I put up, but I don't really have anything. Like what you see is what I got. I can't really vary that stuff when I don't have anything else to put up. I mean, I put it this way. All those shirts back here, I could just put up a bunch of Zelda ones. I have a zillion different Zelda shirts. But again, I don't want everything in my office looking like Zelda. I cover all of Nintendo, not just Zelda. In fact, I don't even talk about Zelda that often on the channel. I used to have a show called Zelda Inquiries that was about talking about nothing but Zelda for like an hour and a half with other people who just want to talk about Zelda. And I used to put out that show weekly. And I stopped doing it because I didn't want my channel having this clear bias towards Zelda when I want to cover everything as equally as I can. And while I love Zelda, I don't want to shift my entire channel to just covering Zelda stuff. So I like other things too. That's kind of my point. And it frustrates me. I love my Zelda collection. Probably the bigger issue is I don't have a bigger collection of anything else. I don't have, outside of some Amiibo, I don't have Mario statues. I don't have Mario paintings. I have this Labo box. It's in there because I needed something that wasn't Zelda. I had this Animal Crossing box from an old 3DS I used to own. It's in there so I have something besides Zelda. It's hard to vary the background when I don't have anything else to put up. Does that make sense? I want to vary, that was the benefit of the green screen, right? When I used to use the green screen, you can change the background whatever you want. But I don't like the green screen. I'm not very good. The keying never works out well, and I like practical backgrounds better. And that's why for like Prime News, I can change the color of the background, which is cool because I use a flood lamp for that, and I can change it to like, between 12 different colors. Although only like 6 of the colors show up well on camera anyways, but still, at least it adds a little flavor to it, and then I can wear a different gaming shirt, and that kind of, that's the aesthetic. It's a kind of a gradient color background, and then a gaming shirt, and I can change up that shirt or whatever and change up the background and try to make it work. But when it comes to that set, I don't have anything else to put up. Now, one thing that I can say will be a bit different is, and you'll see this in the studio tour. So the other room that's part of the studio that I don't really use right now, it's kind of a storage, and just got a bunch of junk in it that once I'm done cleaning this out, that's the next project is cleaning that out, so then I can show you guys it. That used to be the office, but now it's an extra room. Part of it will probably still be storage. I don't know yet. Depends on once I get through everything in here, what I have to store in there or whatever. We're going to build a set in there. And that set is going to have at least 2 TV/monitors on it. Like a wall-mounted one, like a wall one here and a wall one down here. Like kind of an offset one like this. Like one's going to be kind of sort of above like where Eric would sit, and then the other one will be kind of off to my left a little bit. Or maybe there'll be like an up and down one like this, maybe like down the middle or something like that. So maybe there'll be like one here, and then one here kind of thing, like a little off triangle. And then maybe if I can get the camera angle to work right, I thought about also putting like a bigger one on the ground that kind of comes up and covers up, that comes up, and then you have like one of those curtains come around, or whatever those things are called, that you put on tables that drape down. Anyway, not the thing goes on top, the side thing. Anyways, get one of those to like run up to the TV and around, so then it kind of blocks legs and everything. Depends on what table I get in there too for that. But like put a TV there, and have like that'll be where we do the podcast, and then I could do other shows in there as well. And then how I can vary up the background is I can change what's on all the TVs, all the monitors, because I'll have it all hooked up to my laptop, and then I could just like, okay, this extra monitor will have this image. This will have this image. This will have the podcast logo. This will have the Nintendo Prime logo. This will have Mario. This will have Link. This will have whatever. Kind of like on the Nintendo voice chat, how they do that. And then there'll be shelves. I actually have the shelves. I'll show you. So there'll be these shelves, right? And I used to use those shelves for Amiibo. So what those shelves will do, or maybe I'll get new ones, but those are the ones I have, so I'll probably use those for now. Is there'll be like these different shelves as well, and they're just going to have some gaming stuff. And I could swap out some of the, it'll just be gaming stuff from back here, but it'll be small amounts of it, right? So say I know one of the podcast topics is going to be Splatoon, right? So like on one of the shelves will be my Splatoon Amiibo, and maybe like the Splatoon 2 game cartridge or something. Stuff like that, like kind of customize it in that way where I'm not reliant on having such a massive collection behind me, just a few simple things with the monitors. And that's my goal. That's what I want to do. It's going to be an expensive set. It's going to be the most expensive set I've ever built because it's going to require some custom table work, some custom carpeting. It's going to require I have to repaint the whole room, or at least a large chunk of the room. I'm going to have to get better lighting. My current lighting solution is not practical for that room. I need to get some smaller ring light style ones that I can hang off the ceiling. And then some other ones that, like a giant ring light I could put on the camera to light Eric and I up so we take care of shadow issues. But yeah, it's going to be fun when that one's done. But again, that's an investment. But that one will provide some variance to it as well, because then I'll have 3 different sets for sure. Technically, I have another set over here with the TV and the couch. I just don't. I'm thinking about doing like a casual discussion sometime there, like where like I set the if the cord's long enough. I don't know if my cord's long enough right now. If it's not, I guess I could just use the memory card once in a while. But like set the camera up over here and like angle it this way and like kind of catch a little bit of the TV with like a game on it that I'm playing while I have a casual discussion with you guys sitting on the corner of the couch. I thought about like something like that for another set. Just for like the more casual discussion videos, be like, hey, look, I'm just a gamer sitting on the couch playing a game. Let's talk. That's something I've been thinking about, but that's going to take some more planning and some more setup because I don't think right now my current setup I can get the camera over there without having to unconnect everything, and it's kind of a hassle to unconnect everything. Right now, anyways. I'm trying to think, like, I can't really move the computer over here and get the cord over there because then if I move the computer from here to over there, then I can't reach back there. So that wouldn't be good. Because there's a limit on how long the HDMI cord can be, or you lose signal. Like, I'm at, like, the maximum limit you can do with an HDMI cord and not have signal degradation, so. Plus I'm using wall power with the camera. I do have batteries for the camera, but when you use batteries, you're limited in how long the video can be. Anyways. No, if I just had a second camera, that would be ideal. Like, that'd be awesome. If I had a second camera, then I guess I can, maybe I'll record those ones on my phone. And, like, run a lav mic into my phone. Run a lav mic into my phone to me and just record it with my phone. The phone can do, like, really good 1080p quality. Anyways. I digress. It's something that I'll think about. And I got to get a new stand for my phone because I don't have any stands that will fit my phone anymore. Because I broke the last one I had. Taylor Bowen says, how was it being on Spawncast? Did you get any new subs? I did get some new subs. Not like any noticeable number. Like, I get between 50 and 100 new subs a day lately. So I didn't really get a noticeable bump. But there were people that tuned in the live streams and stuff. My live stream numbers have been higher since I've been on Spawncast. And I think that's the big thing for, like, Player Essence. I think he gained a lot of live stream viewers from being on Spawncast so much. And I think if I was on Spawncast more often, I too would gain more live stream viewers. That's where you would really notice the bump. And I've noticed the bump. I've noticed that since I was on Spawncast, maybe some of you here in the chat discovered me on Spawncast, that I've had more viewers ever since I was on Spawncast in my streams. You guys remember, I used to sit around 20, and now I'm getting like 30, 40, 50 plus. When I lost my job, God, that almost at 200. That's a lot for me. But yeah, diversify my backgrounds. I hear you. I just don't know what I'm kind of limited. Okay, you made your point. Now change the subject away from thumbnails. Oh my God, I can't take it anymore. You literally pulled up the thumbnails. Yeah. Welcome to a live stream, man. How's it going? It's the subject that matters most, not the thumbnails. Well, that matters too, of course. Talk about other topics besides this, or this channel will die even faster. I mean, I hope you're trolling. My channel's not dying. Dude, get off the thumbnail subject. Drink away, champ. 3 fans are now talking about your channel dying. You need to learn when to move on to new topics. Scripts are so needed if you drag time. This is a live stream. Oh my God. Guys, it's a live stream. There's not going to be a script for a oh my God. What do you want me to do? Type up like a 3-hour-long speech and just read it off to you on camera? Oh, that'll be so entertaining. Forget chat interaction. Forget it. If you're not interested in what I'm talking about, just stop watching the stream. No one has to watch. Man, it's a live stream. If you're bored, go do something else. It's okay. I'm not offended if people get bored and they want to go do something else. No one's obligated to watch me. I think that's something like people have to understand. Like when you're watching, like as an example, I watch OJ streams and I watch them for a little bit, and if I get bored, I turn them off. Same with Spawncast. I watched like a half-hour Spawncast tonight, and then I was kind of bored by the topic, so I turned it off. Went and did something else. It's okay. You don't have to like watch everything. If you're bored by something, then just turn it off. Go watch a different video. Go play a game. Go outside and shoot some hoops or something. I don't know. Like, man, it's fine to get mad about what I'm talking about. I think I'm talking about it too long, but okay, it's a live stream. Things happen live. I don't know if I heard. There's been people I've seen in chat before complaining about shots, but they were like little kids, like 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, or like, oh, you can't do that. If my parents see it, they'll get mad. It's like, that's something, that was a criticism I got today. Well, more of a suggestion to improve. This one person said, most of my content is family friendly, but they won't let their children subscribe to my channel because then they'll see my live streams. And even though on my live streams, it's not so much the drinking that they have a problem with, because I'm clearly an adult, and that's clearly a conversation they've had with their children about how, like, yeah, they drink too, and their kids know, and adults can do that. But it's the swearing and the stuff I allow in the comment section that they don't, not even like when I swear, because I am, I guess, a little bit more respectful about the swearing. But when I let people swear in the chat and stuff like that, and I thought about, like, there's a couple solutions. One, I could just, block the chat and say the chat can't swear and I can, which I don't. I think it's a little hypocritical to do that personally. Another thing I could do is just label the stream better. And I told them what I might do is just in the thumbnails have like something that says not safe for work, or like adults only, or something like that, that's like on the thumbnail for the stream to kind of indicate, hey, look, this is a more mature stream. This isn't like my typical content. I don't have that label for tonight because I think everything's being okay family friendly wise. Then drink for your news. I'm not drinking for my news, dude. Guys, I'm watching my kids during the day. I am not getting drunk in the middle of the day when I'm watching my kids. Get out of here with that suggestion. Seriously, man. Like at night, like now, sure, I can do some shots. Every super chat and donation tonight, I'll do shots for it. But like, I'm not just gonna drink in the middle of the day. Like, this is my job. You know that, right? Like, I can't just be plastered. God, that's a terrible suggestion. You're just trying to get me to be more entertaining. And I understand when I'm drunk, when anyone's drunk, they can be entertaining. But if I need to be drunk for you to be entertained by me, then maybe you should stop watching my content. That's just a personal suggestion to me. Like, if you need me to be drunk to enjoy my content, then you really don't enjoy my content, so you probably shouldn't be here. That's just a personal thing. I know you're trying to give, like, suggestions. You can't give a suggestion that negatively impacts my health or my ability to take care of my family. Like, I'm not stupid. Even when I drink on my streams at night, I always do it responsibly. I always know if someone's going to be here to take care of my kids. I always know when I need to stop drinking so I can still be functional the next day and get past it and get past any hangover that might happen. So I can get my work done and get my children taken care of the next day, get them on the bus, make them breakfast. Like, there's a lot of responsibilities over here. I got 3 kids. I can't just drink all the time. Maybe the drinking is why you get stuck on a subject, go off on weird tangents, and repeat yourself. No. That's me. That's all me, baby. You guys, when you watch my videos, you don't see the stuff I cut out. My average news video, like, what was the one today? Not the leak one. That was like a straight through 13-minute video. But the Nintendo says they may move on from blah, 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 the long haul. That, it's 12 minutes and 21 seconds. About basically 12 minutes on, the 20 seconds is the outro. Okay, so, well, yeah, I guess a little under because like 5 seconds is the intro. Anyways, 12 minutes long. That came out of a 25 to 30-minute recording. So when you see my live streams and it's not being edited out, that's because that's who I am. I'm someone who likes to talk a lot. I'm someone who's very repetitive and re-explains myself in 17 different ways. It's just who I am. So it's not why I get stuck on a subject. It's not why I have weird tangents. It's not why I repeat myself. Because that is what you see on my live streams is me. This is me. That's what I do. Thankfully, in edited videos, you can edit out some of the repetitive stuff, so it doesn't sound as bad. And even then, people still complain, "Oh, you repeat yourself too much." I can't help it. That's who I am. I can't change me. It's kind of like, when you have that debate with your girlfriends and boyfriends out there that, like, they start not liking who you are, but you didn't really change. They just learned more about you, and they don't like the new stuff they learned about you. And it's like, well, that's who I am. I'm not going to, unless it's something like really bad, I'm not going to change, like smoking. You want to stop smoking for your health or whatever, fine. But, you're not going to change traits about your personality necessarily. I'm a flawed human being. I think like anyone. I don't know. Can't take this. I'm out of here. How about hands-on impressions with demos? I thought about doing that, like the fitness demo. I thought about doing that back when. Maybe that's a good suggestion. Let me actually let me add that to the whiteboard. Add some suggestions here. Hands-on impressions of demos, especially before the games come out. Good idea. That's a good idea. I wrote that with the nice pink ones that stands out. Demo impressions is what I wrote. And I'll know that mentally that for me, what would interest me the most are demo impressions of games that aren't out yet. So if a demo comes up for, say, Yoshi's Crafted World before the game comes out, I could do impressions based on the demo. That's one way to do some pre-release content then. Good idea. I like that suggestion. Thank you for that suggestion, Manuel Zarate. Drinking a Carlton Dry Tinny as we speak. Nice. Hey, I wouldn't mind watching impression videos. I know. I don't know. I mean, I have reviews now, so you'll get impressions from that. I want to do pre-release game content. I just don't have access yet. But the demos is one thing, because those are public. So, might be able to do that. Let's see here. Um, I think you engage your audience better than most YouTubers. I think you offer better Patreon rewards as well. Thanks, Sticky Splat. Yeah, some don't really offer any Patreon rewards. Like, I think Rich from Review Tech USA, he doesn't really offer any rewards. He just says, hey, thanks. I don't remember. Maybe he's changed his Patreon. But it used to just be hey, just come support me and thanks for the support. I offer early access and a Discord server and, thanks at the end of our reviews, and also the ability to be on a podcast. That was actually a suggestion from someone when we added that tier, an ability to be on a podcast episode. So yeah, nice outfit. Thanks, Duo man. Kind of fly today, although this end of the collar keeps popping up on me. But yeah, I'm liking it today. Although this hat doesn't match exactly, it's a little bit lighter, but whatever. I guess I could have put on a Milwaukee Brewers hat, would have matched the shirt a little bit better. It blows your mind the Switch is turning 2 in 2 months. It blows my mind that in 2 months we're entering the Switch's 3rd year. Think about that. What kind of posters would you like for the background in your room? I don't know. Here's the thing, too. I don't want to cover my whole wall with posters. Even now, I look back there, even with the shirts and everything, that's too cluttered for me. I don't like that. It's too much. I want, maybe a poster, one poster for every 2 shirts. So 1, 1, and 1. So you have 1, 2, 3 posters. And maybe every now and then I can use that as a background. I don't really want to, or maybe I take down the Poe sisters and I put 1 poster there, right? I don't want to overdo it with posters. I don't want to be what is it? Jacob's Ocarina? Jacob's Ocarina has an entire corner of his room that is a zillion gaming posters. And I just think it looks like crap. I get he likes it. I get that people like looking at it, but I don't know. Even this right now back there, it looks too cluttered to me. It's too cluttered. But OJ's got some posters. He has set up on the ground sometimes too in his background. I don't mind having a few posters. I just don't. And I can rotate them, by the way. Of course, I can get posters and have them framed, and then you could just have a group of 9 or 12 posters, and you can just rotate them to kind of create a different look. Have a Pikmin poster, have a Mario poster. I'd say a Zelda poster, but man, I got so much Zelda stuff. Probably have a Zelda poster somewhere, I'm sure. If I dug through, or a magazine poster. What am I thinking of now? I'm trying to think of all these Nintendo IPs that I'm drawing blanks on. A Pokemon poster, a Yoshi poster, a Fire Emblem poster. Games that are coming out this year. Daemon X Machina poster, for crying out loud. Something to kind of rotate in. Especially if it's, what I actually prefer is, if it's not, official posters, right? Fan art posters. Or fan art canvas. The ones that are really cool, interesting art that you're not going to see on other channels. That would be cool. But it gets a little pricey. But that's cool. Getting, full prints of that and getting that framed, that's neat. I think, to me, that's an interesting look. I like that. That is awesome. But we'll see. Good ideas, though. You guys have some good ideas. Thank you, Matthew Campos, for that ideas on the posters and stuff. Or maybe you weren't the one that had ideas for posters, but I like that. I like your format because you feel genuine and not forced in a way like most popular Nintendo. Well, there's someone who likes that. Maybe I'm a little flat sometimes because I'm just, I don't know, being honest. You're awesome. Love this channel. Red Dead Redemption 2 is great. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Yes, I like the channel because you're real. Please don't become fake. There's your number one problem. You're forcing content. Maybe I age too much too. You might be depressed. Dude, I'm not depressed, man. Let me tell you, my fiance has clinical depression. No. No. I'm very, very happy. I am a very happy person in general. I'm smiling all the time, all day long. I was just laughing at a bunch of jokes being told to me earlier by my fiance over my phone. She was sending me some jokes, and she just sent me another one. I can't show it. It's inappropriate, but it's funny. Anyways, But yeah, no, dude, I love my life. I'm like, you guys know, have you guys, I mean, let's think about this. I have almost everything I want in life. I have a loving fiance who would do pretty much anything for me. I have children. I always wanted to be a dad. Now that I am a dad, I wonder if I became a dad too soon, but whatever. I've got 3 children. Love them to death. Wouldn't trade them for the world despite the frustrations that they can add to your life. They add a lot of joy as well. Like, I don't know. I just, the ability that I'm shaping these people to hopefully become better versions of me or better people than I ever was, to be their own person. So I have that. I don't have a house. This is the first house I've lived in that's my house. This is my house. I'm not renting a room out of a house. This is my house. I get to work YouTube, at least right now, trying to make YouTube my primary job, make it my only job. And I love it. You know how awesome it is that I get to sit here and right now, this is work. I get to sit here in this chair and talk to you guys about my job, talk to you guys about video games. That I just get to sit here and this is what I get to do for my job? This is awesome. I love this. I love chatting with you guys. I don't know, I literally do not know any of you personally. But you guys know there's something interesting about that connection between, someone like that's streaming and their audience. It's a connection that's just different than any other connection you have. And no, it's not a connection I put above others. There's a lot of controversy out there right now about streamers like in domestic violence and all this weird stuff where like they're prioritizing their stream and their stream audience over like their family. That's absolutely ridiculous. People need to get their priorities straight. They probably had issues before they ever were a streamer, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, that to me is ridiculous. I love you guys, but you'll never be more important than my family. Bottom line. Anything happens, I will bolt out of here in a hurry and be done with this live stream. It's not an issue to me. But whatever. That's, some people can't handle this stuff, I guess. And I get to like sit there and look up the latest Nintendo news, play the latest Nintendo games, and talk about them and have fun. Like, this is, especially with Switch. Switch is the most fun I have had with video games on the whole in like 15 years. Since I was a teenager. Like, in the prime of my teenage years, I had a ton of fun playing video games. And I've had fun playing video games since, but it was always like, okay, I had a lot of fun playing Zelda. I had a lot of fun playing World of Warcraft and Madden and a few others in there. But, like, now, I'm playing, like, 20, 30 games a year. Way more than I played, except when I was a kid. And I used to rent them all the time from Best Buy. Well, not Best Buy, Blockbuster. And now I'm playing a bunch of games again, and I'm just loving them. I'm loving them. In fact, maybe that's one thing I could do for a video type is every now and then do like, hey, what am I playing lately? Not just like, what am I playing for review or what am I playing on live stream, but like off of reviews and off of live streams. What am I playing? And why am I playing it? And what are my thoughts on it? I haven't done that yet because Beat 'em Ups does videos like that every once in a while. I was like, hey, man, like, why am I obsessively playing this game and can't put it down? What about it is making me not want to stop playing? Maybe that's something I need to do a bit more often because I don't know if my passion for games comes through as much since something I'm really, really into, oftentimes I'm not really playing it on a live stream or playing it on camera. I'm just playing it on my own, in my room or whatever. And maybe that's something I could do more videos of like that. But those have to be more natural. Like, I can't just plan those out, right? It has to be like, I'm playing this game and oh my God, I'm loving it. And maybe I'll do an impression. I don't know. It'd be kind of like an impression video, but it won't matter when the game came out. It'll just be like, why can't I, like I just got Shantae. Maybe I've never played one before. I'll pop it in and I'll play it. And maybe it's like, oh my God, why can't I stop playing this game? And why didn't I play it sooner? A video like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but yeah, forcing content. It's weird when people when you say I'm forcing content. I'm only putting up the content I want to make. I'm going to be very clear about that. I don't wake up and go, man, I need to find something to make a video about this morning or my channel is going to die. If I don't find something to make a video about that I care about, that I want to passionately talk about, and I don't have an editorial I want to make or a discussion video I want, if I don't have a piece of content I want to make, I just don't make it. Right? And I work on other things like the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee review. Like, I don't force content. I put up the direct leak, the update to it, because I thought it was interesting to talk about. So I put it up and I talked about it. I put up the stuff that Furukawa said today because I thought it was interesting to talk about. I put up Prime Answers today because I love Prime Answers. I get to talk about the channel that's not on the live stream. I get to answer your question. I love that. I love Prime Answers. This live stream that only has an 84% like to dislike ratio because, haters come out of the woodwork, I guess. I don't know. I got to play Traveler on live stream a couple days ago. Like, that's awesome. I got to open up some Christmas presents from you guys, some late Christmas presents, which was awesome. Like, that like made my, it probably made my entire January, to be honest, was opening those presents, those cards, reading those thought-filled messages. I got to talk about our Patreon a bit this week, which I don't talk about. I probably overloaded talking about Patreon this week, but I usually don't talk about that much. I talked about a Smash Bros. DLC character because I wanted to talk about it. I talked about the potential of a new Zelda game and the Metroid Prime trilogy and then jokingly Pikmin trilogy because I wanted to, right? Like, everything I talk about is because, not just because it's a big story, but it's because it's something I want to talk about. And yeah, oftentimes I want to talk about the big stories because I have thoughts on the big stories, but like, I don't really think that's forcing content. Forcing content to talk about the things I want to talk about. To me, forcing content would be like you're just putting up content to make content, right? You're just like, I have to have 2 to 3 videos a day, so I have to get content out even if I don't care about it. But I care about everything I'm making. I literally care about everything. I just don't know that I think retro cheats. The more and more I see your comments throughout this chat, and I know I'm behind in the chat, the more and more I get the feeling that you just don't like me. Like, you don't hate me as a person, but you don't like me as a content creator. And that's okay. Like, the style of content I make isn't going to be for everyone. The entire reason there's so many successful Nintendo YouTube channels out there is because all of them have their own unique approach and their own unique personality and their own way they talk about things. And you have people that are really eccentric. You have people that are really energetic. You have Arlo with his jokes and his whole puppet theme. You have Spawnwave with his dry, well, I wouldn't call him a Nintendo YouTuber, but he does a lot of Nintendo stuff. You have Spawnwave with his dry humor combined with his high technical knowledge of repair. You have, Dreamcast guy with his impassioned rants. You have the Quarterine who likes to like really come down hard on stories. You have Yongye who likes to cover every single controversy in gaming, and he's actually really dry when he talks about things too. But he talks about him in a way that makes him sound like he's an educated person. I don't know if he is. I don't know him at all, but it's just kind of Yongye. And he just, he picks controversial topics. He gives what he feels are the facts. He takes a stance, but he does it kind of in a monotone way, almost kind of like I do, I suppose. And some people love that. You have people who watch, RGT85 for his kind of laid-back attitude he has on things and his knowledge of retro stuff. You have people who watch like Pat the NES Punk just because he creates, sometimes controversial opinions on modern gaming because he really prefers retro gaming way more. You have people like Review Tech USA who just is a big, well, I don't want to say he's immature, but he puts on an act of a big immature idiot. Like, that's kind of his appeal, right? Like, I'm a 40-something guy making jokes about dicks and cucumbers and rubbing my man boobs and talking about games. That's kind of his shtick. And that's cool. Like, people are into that. Me, it's not a shtick. This is just who I am. And if people aren't into it, it's cool. I've kind of said this a few times. I don't know why people watch my channel. I think I've said this probably like half dozen times over the past year. I don't know why people watch my content. Like, I don't know why you watch my content, Retro Cheats, when you clearly don't enjoy it. But, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say, man. I appreciate the feedback. But, like, when you say, like, I'm forcing content when I know I'm not forcing it, it's all natural. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, calling me depressed is a very interesting accusation just because you don't enjoy the presentation of my content. Mac Main says, you're genuine, and that's something other channels don't do as well. You don't try to be funny. Humor comes naturally. That's the thing. The Prime News thing. I didn't force that. When I went into recording that Prime News episode, I had no idea there was going to be humor in it at all. I kept thinking, what am I going to do to make Prime News different this year? That was the thought I went into that recording of Prime News. I'm like, what am I going to do to make it different? I don't want it to just be what it used to be, but once a week, right? Like, what it used to be was an informative show that was different than my usual content, but as many people said, it's really repetitive compared to other types of content out there. So what could I do to make it stand out? And then I started thinking of other shows I like a lot and I laugh at. Things like, what was it? Tech. It's a new show or a new channel by Linus Tech Tips. Not Tech Source. Gosh darn it. They do 3 videos a week. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it's just tech news. Whatever it is. Anyways, their humor in that is completely cringe. It's completely lame. And it's just them. It's like, look, here's the news. We're going to talk about the news. And we're just going to throw in these lame jokes that aren't really that funny. But they're kind of funny to the people who are doing it. And because that funniness comes across as genuine, like they genuinely think it's funny, even if you think it's lame, you kind of laugh at the fact that they think it's funny and it's lame, right? Like, and I enjoy that humor all the time. I do that kind of humor with my fiance and Eric in other avenues of my life. And I was like, you know what? What's going to bore me about Prime News is that I'm repeating news I've already talked about. So I don't want to like go back and repeat all my opinions. I already did my opinions, and I'm going to link to those opinion videos down in the description. So like I don't need to re-say what I already said. Even if people miss those videos, they can go, they can go to the description and go watch those videos if they want to hear some serious thoughts. But I could kind of mock myself, And like as an example, when I got some stuff wrong on the Nintendo Switch hacking being illegal in Japan, I'm like, let's make fun of myself for getting crap wrong. Like, or like, oh, I'm going to plug my Patreon. I knew I was going to plug my Patreon, right? Because I knew I was going to cover the, I lost my job thing as an irrelevant story. And I knew that I was going to be kind of serious. I wanted to be kind of serious in how I talked about it because, like, losing your job's a serious thing. So I wanted to be serious in how I talked about it, but I knew throughout that seriousness, I knew in the back of my mind I was going to do some meme-tastic stuff with the video and the imagery and all that stuff to be, like, make fun of me for shamelessly plugging my Patreon and, e-begging and the nobody cares thing. Like, I knew I was going to do all that. Like, I subconsciously just knew that's what I was going to do. But it was all natural. I didn't plan any of that out. When I went into standing in front of that camera, I had no idea what was going to come out of my mouth other than the 10 topics that I had listed on my phone. I knew those topics were going to be what I talked about. No idea where that video was going to go. And it just naturally happened. Because I was like, I wanted to do something different. And I said, hey, this is a different side of me people don't get to see very often. Because the reason you don't get to see it very often is I treat video games very seriously. I'm very serious about the way I talk about games. So that side of me is something that's easy when I'm going back over topics I've already done. I've already given the serious response. So now let's be a little silly about it. And that's why you also see some silliness sometimes in the podcast when I'm recovering a topic we've already talked about. Because it's like, I've talked about this a zillion times. I'm kind of bored about it. But you know what? Let's inject some humor into it. I've read the comments. I know what people said about me. I can inject some of that, some of the bad things people say about me, like retro. I guarantee you, retro cheats. Some of the things you're talking about now, forcing content, being bland. Like the next time I do a Prime News segment, I'm not going to say your name directly, but I guarantee you, like I'll reference something about how I'm boring and how I force content. Like there's going to be some meme joke in there, and I just know that because that's how my mind works, right? Like I want to say some really interesting things to you right now that I'm reserving because I don't think it's appropriate. But like I can make fun and kind of not mock you, but like mock myself for being, boring or whatever, right? Like it'll be mostly just making fun of myself over things that people say about me kind of thing. But it'll just subconsciously happen. Like I think that's going to be in the next Prime News, but I don't know for sure. But anyways, maybe Prime News is the only kind of videos you'll like from me. Or maybe you don't like those videos. Maybe you didn't like Prime News. Did you watch Prime News on Friday? I don't know if you're still here, Retro, but if you did you enjoy that video? Because if you don't even enjoy that video, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not the kind of guy for you. I sweat like a pregnant nun. Why would a pregnant nun sweat any more than a pregnant anyone? Why would a pregnant nun sweat more than a normal pregnant person? Because they have to wear like that gown? Like nuns shouldn't be pregnant. I mean, there have been nuns that have been pregnant. Like they didn't get kicked out of the nunnery for being pregnant and not accidentally. They didn't accidentally have sex, but anyways, oh man. Sweat like a pregnant nun. Nate the Family Man. Thanks, Duo. Top 3 Zeldas. We can tell you're passionate about what you do, don't worry. Top 3 Zeldas, Breath of the Wild, Zelda 2. The third one always rotates. It's always like Link's Awakening, A Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask, and probably the Wind Waker. Used to be Twilight Princess in that mix. But those are the ones that those kind of rotate in my third spot. So it's Breath of the Wild, Zelda 2, and then a rotation of those. But I probably should go back and play Zelda 2. The thing is Zelda 2 was my favorite Zelda game for a long time. It wasn't the first Zelda game I played, so that's not why I was at the top. I just really genuinely enjoyed the difficulty of that game. And that there was more skill in that combat than there was in basically every single Zelda game ever. Probably still is to this day. But I think if I replay it, I might not enjoy it as much. Like, I think that's why I've been afraid to replay it for so long, because I think I won't enjoy it as much because I've gotten used to games being a little bit easier, a little bit more hand-holdy in the Zelda series, and like I enjoy aspects that are like that in Breath of the Wild. So like if I go at the Zelda 2, I'm worried that I'm like the same reason I loved it is the same reason I'm going to not like it now, kind of thing. So Zelda 2 might move down my list. It probably will always stay in my top 5, but it might get budged from number 2. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's something I should go back and replay. Replay Zelda 2, especially if it isn't. Maybe it's already on. Is Zelda 2 one of the NES games on the online system? Maybe it is. Maybe I should replay it and then maybe do a video on that. Like, hey, like Zelda 2, does Zelda 2 still hold up? And people are gonna be like, it never held up. But it's like, well, now it's when I get to the beginning of the video about like why it was my favorite game of all time and this and that, and then like, okay, now that I've revisited it, do I really still think these things and blah blah blah. And it could also tell me my skills as a gamer and how much they've regressed, because I'm probably worse at gaming now than I've ever been in my life. I used to be way better at Smash than I am now. I'm a really bad Smash player. I swear I was better at it when I was playing Brawl than I am now. Bateman, hey, I love the visual effects in your latest video, like the explosion sound effect. Also, the ending was funny when you were posing with the hip-hop beat. So here's the thing. I put this in the comments, someone who liked that. All that posing, I do that at the end of every Prime News video, because I'm going to clip. I'm going to like, so, you know, you have like the thinking man or this that I ended up using in the video, or like, you know, this, or hey, like whenever I do this, everyone's like, Spawn Wave. It's like, dude, I've seen like 1,000 thumbnails with someone pointing a thumb at something in the background. Like, it's not a Spawn Wave thing. People have been doing it long before Spawn Wave, but people associate me with Spawn Wave, so they automatically assume you're taking his idea. Whatever. Anyways, the point is that everyone just assumes you steal everything from Spawn Wave, when like I've been watching YouTube for like 10 years, but whatever. The thing is all those poses I were doing were potential clips that I would use from the thumbnail. I do that for every Prime News episode. I end the episode, and then, you know, I get myself kind of centered on the camera, make sure I'm in focus, and then I like do different poses or whatever. Like sometimes I'll look at the news and I'll be like, okay, do I want to like point back at something? Do I want to be like really happy? Do I want to be angry? Or whatever, based on what the news is. And when I don't know, I'll do like a zillion different poses, and then when I'm editing, after I'm done editing the video, I'll go through the poses I have at the end and the end clip, and I'll pick out which one I want to use for the thumbnail. Sometimes, you know, usually they're pretty serious ones, but sometimes I do zany ones too. And I realized as I was, after editing the video, that I walked off camera, and I was just going to like cap the background and just extend that background out. But then I realized, I'm like, you know what? What happens if I walk off camera, like I did naturally, but I come back on while the music's playing and people see me doing those poses after making like all these like funny things? I think that, and then so I let the footage play as the music was playing. I didn't even edit the footage. I let the footage play. I walked back on with, I don't know, 8 seconds left, And all of a sudden, I just started, like, I squinted to see, you can see, if you look closely, I'm squinting to see myself in the camera to see if I'm in focus. And then all of a sudden, I just started, like, doing these weird poses. And I'm just like, I bet you people think this is on purpose to be funny, so I'm going to leave it in. But it totally was not on purpose to be funny. Like, it looked funny to me, like, watching. I'm like, you know what? It's been kind of a zany video. Let's leave that in. But, like, it wasn't on purpose. It had nothing to do with the music. It had nothing to do with anything. It was all about making thumbnails. I even used one of those poses in my Octopath Traveler one. It was like this one. It was like that one or whatever, without my hat and glasses on. And you could even see the lav mic. I'm literally looking at it right now. You can see the lav mic. Like, I clearly did that pose and used it in that Octopath Traveler thumbnail from the Prime News video. Let me see here. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. That's why I left it in. Lakers about to pick who up? About to pick who up? Who are the Lakers about to get? To me, thumbnails should give a message, but don't deserve 2 hours of time because they're only a 5-second look at. Most people don't put 2 hours in. Usually you put like 15 to 20 minutes in a thumbnail. I put like 10, depending. Sometimes it's more if I'm really stumped on the best way to explain a topic. And sometimes when I'm really stumped, I'll just resort to like the lamest of thumbnails. Like the Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC thing. I'm like, what do I do with the DLC stuff? Like, do I take the 3 possible characters and then do the black thing like everyone does, the mystery character, and then blur the edges so you can't really tell what the character is? A lot of people do that, and I'm like, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. So I went with the lamest thing possible, which was just a screenshot of all the red eyes and then text, which as soon as I couldn't come up with a unique idea. Whatever. But thumbnails are important because they're what catch people's eyes when they are browsing on YouTube. Excuse me. 3 cans a day? What the fuck, dude? What, is that like a lot? Is three cans of soda a day a lot? I don't even know. I've been so used to drinking like a 12-pack a day for like most of my life that 3 cans a day is like nothing to me. 3 cans is like a large soda at McDonald's. Trucker says, I like the channel. I am a parent. I know time is tough. Sometimes I think the videos are a little long. Maybe some more scripting, so less repetition. I don't know. I like your work, though. Thanks. Yeah, I don't like scripting. I do script some videos. The op-ed editorials that I now do once a week, funded by Patreon. Thank you guys so much for getting us on that Patreon goal. That was our $200 goal. Those will happen every single week. Those ones are always scripted. Because I'm literally like writing an editorial and like reading the editorial off and doing video effects to it. So, yeah, those ones are scripted. But I don't like scripting my news videos, Like Prime News was so great because it wasn't scripted. If I tried to script that comedy, it would have been lame. I can't script comedy with crap. But I get you. Obviously, I know for some people it's a little long, but that's why I put all the news at the beginning. So if people don't want to hear my thoughts on it, they can just not hear my thoughts on it. Maybe I should do a visual cue to let people know, like, okay, news is done now. You don't have to keep listening. But then I don't know. Then people don't get to hear my thoughts, so then I don't know. I want to see more collaborations with other Nintendo YouTubers. Yeah. Thought about getting some on for some discussions. I don't know. It's tough. Scheduling's really tough. A lot of my schedule is I'm available at night. A lot of other people's schedules is they're available during the day. It's tough. The video's glitching out so bad. It's not glitching on my end. Is it glitching over YouTube? It is not once. I've been watching it this whole time on my monitor. It has not been glitching on my end. I see a little light reflection from one of the lights up here, but I don't see any glitching. James says the video's fine. You drink at least a 2-liter bottle of soda a day? Yeah, dude. My dad drinks a lot of soda too. But yeah, I'd be like 3 cans is nothing. I mean, I used to drink like 2-liter bottles, like a 2-liter bottle per sitting while editing videos. I've been cutting back because I don't like being so dehydrated. Keep the feedback coming though. Keep that feedback rolling in, guys. I really love this feedback. This feedback is important for the channel. I'm telling you, even though I've disagreed with some of it and don't know what to do, or just straight up don't know what to do about it, keep it coming. I like the feedback. The feedback is important. Soda actually stops your body digesting food for temporary, which is bad due to food over time piling up in your colon. I don't have to worry about that as much. I take I forget what I have these. They're not diet pills. They're I'm on like a I don't know if I really want to get this personal, but I'm on a medicine type that clears out my colon. So maybe it's because of the soda I'm on that medicine. I don't know, but it's kind of nice. My uncle is the one who turned me on to do it. It's a vitamin. It's not like anything bad for you. Basically, it gives you the craps for like 1 day a week, and then all of a sudden your colon's cleaned out. It's kind of interesting. Knockfox is heading to bed. Later, man. Later, Knockfox. Video's fine. Yeah, it might have been glitching out earlier. I don't know. It was never glitching on my end, though. Even when I was moving the camera, it wasn't glitching. I was looking at the monitor to make sure. I do know I need a new mini HDMI to HDMI converter cable. I do know I need a new one of those because my son kind of accidentally tripped on the cord and yanked it today, so now it's kind of bent. That's why I was wondering about the flickering, and I'm like, oh no, because like I don't have the money to get one of those right now. They're only at $8, but like I gotta wait till I get paid like a week from now. But it's okay, it's fine. I gotta order I should probably order like 3 of them. Get like a 3-pack, just so I have backups in case the cable breaks. That's my problem. I don't have backups. Like I have one headphone splitter, and I can never find it when I need it for the one day I need it for. So like I need to have backups for things. What's up, Nintendo Talk? How's it going? Clayton Saint. I'm like going back and forth between the old chat and the new chat. It's kind of interesting. Is there a chat on any chat on Twitch now? It says more humor in your thumbnails? ? Keep up what you've done this week. This week was excellent. What'd you like so much about this week, Clayton? What was different? I mean, I know some people like that Prime News episode, but that was just one. That was like one humor. There really wasn't humor the rest of the week. It was kind of a sad week because I lost my job. But then like I don't know. I thought the videos were good this week. Maybe I'm wrong. What headset do I use? I don't use a headset. You mean what pair of headphones do I use? I only use them for the podcast or certain game streams. But just these like Skull Candy. They don't even really have the skull symbol on them, I guess. Skull Candy. Oh yeah, they have the skull symbol right there. I don't know, whatever these are. I want better ones. I want ones that go over ear instead of on ear. But they're not noise canceling or anything. I don't use them that often, so it doesn't really matter. Otherwise, I use earbuds. Like if I'm listening to music in bed and my fiance's laying next to me sleeping, I'll put on earbuds. I got the AKG earbuds that came with my phone that I really like a lot. Although I don't know where those are right now. I lose everything. I gotta have backups for things. Let me see. Hey Nate, I printed out cover art for 2 3DS games. Pretty cool since I never got the official boxes and art. Nice. When's the direct, says Mild Holding. I have no idea. Whatever. Unsubbed with my 2 accounts. Someone had 2 accounts subbed to my channel. Huh. Ever since you lost your job, you became more depressed. Maybe one day this channel can become excited for you instead of a forced job. That's interesting. Let's look at some videos. Because let me see. I lost my job on like 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So I'm actually curious. Have I been more depressing in my content? Let's not watch the ones where don't watch the ones that are related to me losing the job. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see here. Has that actually been true? Let's watch a video. Turn the desktop audio on, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's going to sound a little weird hearing my voice twice. I'll turn that down. Let's go. So this one obviously is going to have stuff related to the job in it. I mean, let's go with the latest video. This one.
With all that USA offers,
Ad.
with anybody else, we know
I should let the.
that
I'm gonna let the ad play.
they're always gonna take care
Give
of
me that extra few cents. This is still saying the same number it said at like 6 a.m. today. I wonder what my actual viewership is today. Anyways. I can't hear it. I gotta turn it up. Earlier this week, we talked about a potential leak for the Nintendo Direct this month. And we have a little bit of an update on that leak. My first comment. I'm fat. We're in the. It is weird. It's like Inception. I'm wearing the same clothes and hat. Except now my hair is kind of visible. That all of the stuff he talked about originated from 4chan, which is what I suspect. Okay, I don't want to watch the whole video. Let's of whether or not because a lot of it's just kind of fluff and information here. When the time is right, unless or EGAD was wouldn't be. Why does it matter how long this paste bin is? Anyways, again, to me these are the biggest red flag. Oh, I cut out the 3DS stuff. Oh, I cut out these all these other games, including a Switch exclusive in Daemon X Machina. Like. See some passion there. I don't know about you guys. I'm hearing some passion. The back to basics concept for Animal Crossing. But anyways, who knows? Maybe it's true, and this person just thinks this information is important. So like, okay, so that was a video from today. Because remember, my content, the person said, like, I'm actually genuinely curious. Was that content like, do I sound depressed in there compared to before I lost my job? So I lost my job. Here's the video on that. Then there's the live stream. So, let's go. Sure, why not? This was before. Now, I got to remember the topics, too. Different topics get different reactions. Guys, I have to talk to you about this. You guys know we report on sales data like crazy at this channel. The weekly... okay, let's not do one that's not a sales data. I get too excited about sales data. I know I get overly excited about sales data, and I don't know why. The initial leak... So we're going to talk about a leak here for a potential January Nintendo Direct. Remember, a January Nintendo Direct is not currently confirmed, although it's highly likely. The tone of my voice sounds pretty similar. Direct, 5 of the actually, I sound a little sick in this video, to be honest. That being said, a little raspiness to the voice has been a little hard to find. Ultimate, blah, blah, blah. Providing the source of where it came from. See, here's the thing about journalistic integrity. If you're going to report on some crazy, likely not to be true leak like we're about to do right now, you can't not have a source for it, because if you have no sources listed, it automatically makes you the source of this is one of the things that bothers me about YouTubers for said information. Anyways, I'm not hearing like a noticeable depressed tone. Are you guys like, I know that was just one person who said it, and it's someone who unsubbed, but I'm not noticing like a noticeable, like I sound more depressed. I mean, in the videos talking about my job loss, maybe, I don't know, but I don't notice anything that is noticeable to me. Maybe you guys are noticing it. But yeah, I mean, I know the person unsubbed and said bye. I just don't. I didn't notice anything. But again, maybe because it's me, I don't notice. Like maybe it's there and I'm just not noticing it's there, right? You know, that's the thing that happens. Let's see here. Yeah, so like I know like I cried some other stuff earlier this week, but that was all when I was talking about it. I didn't like it's funny, like, you know, you became more depressed. To become more depressed suggests you're depressed in the first place. Like, I think depression is a term that people throw around a little too much. And I'm really scared about depression being a term that throws around too much, because once a term gets thrown around too much, it starts to lose its meaning. Depression is a very, very serious thing. A very, very serious thing. You can be sad, okay? You can be sad and not be depressed. Being sad and being depressed are not the same thing, even if there's sometimes a similar emotion involved. Depression is a completely different level than just sadness. It's a completely different level than just being upset, you know, or feeling down in the dumps. Like, depression is so much more severe. Like, I've had depression and was on medication for it early in my life. I am nowhere near that person, let me tell you. So, even with the job loss and being upset about it and being this and that, like, look how I'm talking right now. Like, when someone's depressed, they still can't talk like this. Like, depression is, I guess they could fake it, I suppose. Some people are good at faking it and hiding their depression, but yeah, man, like, I don't know. I could understand why the videos about my job loss might sound a little more sad, but I don't know. I didn't notice anything. Nah, you don't sound depressed. Nah, I don't think you sounded sad or anything in the videos besides the ones where you actually talked about losing your job. Yeah, I mean that's obvious. When you're in the ones that you're talking about the job loss, obviously you're gonna sound sad. You know, like it's not. It's not the. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not. It's sad news. Like, it's good news. It's good news for you guys for the next 3 months. It means you have my full attention, and we're going to try to kill this thing here on YouTube and rock it. So that's good news. It's also bad news because if it doesn't work over the next 3 months, then everything might be for naught. I hope not. I mean, not everything. There's still going to be content. The Patreon-funded content will always be here, period. But, Nintendo Prime Toonami-related Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Toonami-rated Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a 9 out of 10. Toonami does game reviews? You need a statue of Helios. Nice. Bye, Felicia. I thought you had a Mario 64 painting. I do. I have one. Bomb Fields. I do have it. It's on. I think it's actually behind the Xbox One X on the floor back there. Let me see here. The only reason it's not hung up is it doesn't fit in with the other art. I should probably go to that guy's Etsy and get some of his other Mario art or something. I don't know. Honestly, Nate's mental state has seemed more focused since he lost his job. I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. That's what I thought too. I thought the content I have done since losing my job, I thought, at least I think so far, I know I keep repeating this, I'm sorry. I'm fumbling through my words right now, trying to think about what exactly I want to say. I feel like the content, it's kind of like what you said, you know, I feel like my content has become even more driven. Does that make sense? Because now I'm driven for multiple reasons. It's not just a passion project. It's not just a love of mine. It's not just something I really, really like to do. It's also something that I have an opportunity for the next 3 months to really make this my career. I have a shot through community support and channel growth to make this, like, live my dream. Instead of just having my dream and working at it hard, but knowing in the back of my mind I have a fallback that's really making all my money. Now it's all on me and it's all on this channel. So it's all on the work I put in. So I felt like my content has not only just been coming out more frequently, but it's also become a lot more driven and a lot more focused and a lot more like I have a direction for this channel instead of just always being random uploads when I have time to do it. Now it's like, no, I'm not on a schedule per se, but I am trying to get, 2 to 3 videos out when I have 2 to 3 video ideas worth doing, whether it's news, whether it's a discussion video, whether it's whatever. I'm driven. Prime news every Friday. I want it out by 7 p.m. every Friday night. I never announce that to anyone because I don't want to commit to it until I nail it at 7 p.m. for multiple weeks in a row. My goal is Prime news lands on 7 p.m. every single Friday. Okay? So, like, I am trying to be even more driven and more focused because I felt like that's going to drive the channel better instead of just being random. So that's what I feel like has happened since I lost my job. But just because I feel like I'm doing that doesn't mean that's actually happening, right? Like, you could feel you're accomplishing something, but then maybe you're not actually accomplishing it. And it's just a figment of your imagination. Let me see here. Sticky Spot says, even if you were depressed, why would that be an issue for everyone? So much stigma around mental health. Well, depression is not something you mess around with. But, like, that's the thing. If I had depression, I'd be the first one to admit it. I have no problem admitting when I'm depressed. That's been a key and part of my recovery from depression when I was younger. And I'm one of the few people that actually was able to conquer it, had the mental fortitude and the counseling, oh my gosh, the counseling, to overcome it. And I have been fortunate to not fall back into it. I came close. I had the feelings. it was like 4 years ago. I don't want to go into the events that led up to me feeling that way, but the feeling that I felt like when I was depressed came back to me. I know distinctly what that feeling feels like. And let me tell you, I've not felt that way since that one time 4 years ago. That was the last time I called up my former therapist, who's now retired. I called up my former therapist and talked to her about it. And thankfully I didn't slip back into it. But that was like that's like you're on the cusp, right? Like that low you feel about yourself, you're on the cusp. But I didn't fall back into it. Ended up being fine. So dodged a bullet. So I know distinctly what that feeling feels like. That's why I know I'm not depressed. I'll tell you, I'd be the first to tell you guys I'm depressed if I was depressed. But no, I don't think you sound depressed. I did originally think you were. When I was in the Patreon Discord, when you talk about what was happening in your life, I won't go into what those topics are, of course. Yeah, that's for patrons only. Personal reasons. I do think you were just sad. I no longer believe you were depressed. Yeah. Yeah. When you guys, when the patrons and like YouTube members see me say stuff in that's the one nice thing about becoming a member on Patreon and stuff is you get some behind the scenes stuff. And some of the behind the scenes stuff is you'll hear about little things that I just have going on that are frustrating me or upsetting me or whatever. And that's just me being open and honest that I don't like to do as much in like a more public format. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to want to pity party everyone all the time. That's stupid. But yeah, I was just sad. Like, it's okay to be sad. Sadness happens. I can't do good English today. I'll be real. I thought uploads were going to slow down after you lost your job, but it seems even more consistent. What's up, IGN Moon? I see you saying hello. Later, Ariel. Yeah, I know it's getting late for some people. I thought your uploads were going to slow down. Like, my uploads weren't going to slow down. I'm trying to make this my job now. I look at this as, I've got 90 days to nail this thing. Let's do it. I am 100% committed to nailing YouTube the next 90 days, hopefully getting some explosive growth, hopefully continuing to grow our Patreon at patreon.com/Nintendo Prime. Shameless plug. And getting that community support, hopefully doubling our Patreon amount, hopefully getting, an extra 5, 6, 10,000 new subs and increasing my viewership from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5,000 up to 10,000 views a day or 10,000 views per video and really exploding this channel. I am focused and driven more than I've ever been as a YouTuber because now is the time. I have a limited window to try to make this my career right now instead of having to delay it for years and years and years and years and years working dead-end jobs just to make sure my kids are taken care of. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that so much that, oh my God, I might be working 80-hour weeks on YouTube now. I don't know. Hopefully I don't work myself into the ground. That is one thing I'm worried about. But I got 3 months to make this happen, so let's do it. Heck, it's 1:17 a.m. and I'm still streaming. Then again, I won't be going to sleep now until like 2:30 or so. But Tsunami's only criticism is the lag time. Well, yeah, you need to adapt quick. Oh my God, I came back and you are really being weird when you aren't talking to chat. So who are you talking to? I'm out. No more unsubscribing. So that's just a weird complaint. So Sergio Alm comes back and says, I came back and you're really being weird. You aren't talking to chat. So who are you? Oh my gosh. So people come, you leave the stream, you come back, and you don't know what I'm talking about. Everything I've been talking about's been addressing the chat. So, if you're not here, you obviously don't know what I'm talking. If you weren't here, I don't know. Obviously, the person wasn't liking the content anyways, so, or they would have, whatever. He's talking to his community, question mark. Hey, Nate, I can donate an amiibo and a poster to your channel. What would you like? I'm not going to tell you what to get, man. I don't like telling people to, I don't like telling people to buy me things. I don't like Amazon wishlisting or if you want to send me something in my P.O. box, just send it. What I will tell you is, the only amiibo I have, I have all the Zelda amiibo, but the Champions and the 30th anniversary ones. I have the 30th anniversary pixelated Mario amiibo, and then I have the 3 Mario Odyssey amiibo, and then I have the 3 original Splatoon amiibo. I now have the Duck Hunt dog amiibo that was sent to me. I have the Charizard amiibo. And that is it. So, any other amiibo that I don't own, obviously, would be fine. No preferences. Any posters would be fine because I don't have any. I mean, obviously, I was saying how I prefer like fan art posters just because I want it to be unique. But if it's not unique, it doesn't really matter. Like all that matters is I don't know, that you care to send me something. I guess I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't spend money on that when you have only this job now. Spend money on what? Spend money on what? Oh. Don't think of it as shamelessly plugging Patreon. Plug it every video if you need to, bro. It's crisis time. But that's the thing. Like, I don't want... I want to drive the Patreon to be bigger. But I don't want to do it in like the if you don't support me, I'm going away kind of thing, regardless of how true or not that might be kind of thing. Like, I don't want support out of pity. I want support because people just generally want to support and make this channel awesome. So I'll plug it like I usually do. Like, hey, if you want to, like I've even mentioned in some videos, like, hey, this video is made possible by our patrons on patreon.com/NintendoPrime. And I hope that makes more people want to support it. And if not, oh well, what do you want me to do about it? Like we gained a bunch of new patrons after the like 13 or 14 new patrons after the video went up about losing my job, but then we haven't gained a new patron since. And I don't know what else to do. Like I can't just keep putting up a video about how, oh man, support me or my channel goes away. Like I don't want to keep like guilting people into trying to supporting me, right? Like we haven't had a new patron join since January 3rd. It's now January 6th. I don't know if we're going to get any more patrons. I don't know. Like, the Patreon has never really had, like, a natural growth. So I don't really know how to grow it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm, like, the worst at coming up with ideas to grow Patreon. I have tiers. I have stretch goals. I have rewards. I don't know what else to do to, like, make people want to do it. I can't make people want to give me money, right? Like, you can't force people to want to do that. So, I don't know. That's just me. Javi really likes my content. So much different from all Nintendo YouTubers. Thanks. Oh, I was talking about not spending money on the backgrounds. Oh, I'm not spending money on anything right now. There will be no money being spent on anything but like a game if I'm doing a game review. That'd be different. But like I'm not spending money on any, like the new stage I want to build in the other office. Well, obviously that's not getting built. I know I want to do it, but like I'm not investing in that right now. Like there's not going to be further investments into the channel beyond like giveaways. Like if we hit 50,000 subs in January, sweet. I'll complete that giveaway and I'll still do a giveaway in February and still do a giveaway in March. But beyond that, I'm not really going to invest much more. I have all the equipment I need. I have the ability to edit. Like let's just go. Let's go time. I'm not really going to sit here and try to buy things to improve the look or anything right now. That's on the side burner. Right now, let's make everything else better. Worry about like improving backgrounds and all that stuff when we make it. Let's make it first. Then we'll get all that stuff better. Let's see here. Your two pacifiers are making my chest hot due to his talking. Your two pacifiers are making my... God, you got to be trolling. I think he meant pacifier. Yeah, he said pacifier. The couch setup is cool. Every time I see it, I wish it was more of your main set. Yeah. The reason that to be honest, the reason you see all that junk that's on it right now, you see all that junk on the table. The primary reason it has not been used in videos is because my children come in here and watch TV while I'm editing videos, and they make a mess, and it makes it really hard to use it as a stage area when my kids are constantly making a mess there. So. It will after I'm done cleaning, which is tomorrow for sure. I'll be done at least with the main room. I'll be able to use it. I'm not going to use it for much, but just maybe some discussion videos here and there. It's just right now it's the moving the camera that sucks. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to deal and just do things that suck to make better content. So we'll see. I think the whole waist up gamer in front of a shelf of games is played right the fuck out by everyone. It's just because most people are in like their bedrooms and, you know, or like even a dedicated room, and there's only so much space to do things. That's why, like, I have some videos where I'm standing up in front of a game collection. That's why Prime News is about like a gradient style background thing. My news videos were like voiceover gameplay. So like now I do them here, kind of like in this setup, and then I like put in gameplay clips and everything. I don't really know. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent style or not. One thing I like about doing it right here like that, though, is I have all the information right here in front of my face. So it's a lot easier for me to do it more naturally. But I don't know. I actually like the style of my news videos now. I like them a lot. Even when people complain that they don't want to see my face. I'm like, too bad. Then, like, play my video and go to a different tab. I don't know what to tell you. Starting a new series with a lav mic in your phone, which works pretty well. Yeah, dude. I have a couple lav mics that I use with my phone for like Prime News and some other videos. There's a few video types I use my lav mic for. It's not as high quality as this. This is the highest quality audio you can get from me. But the lav mics are nice. They're nice. Has there been any real leaks? I mean, I don't know. What's up, Nick Figures? What if you did a parody video of grown adults getting overly excited and hyped for things? Just the clip from the stream is gold. I don't know, man. Like that? Oh, man. Maybe I could do that for the next direct. Like, I'll live stream the direct and you'll get my raw reactions. And then maybe I'll do like a pseudo mocked grown adult gets too excited about Nintendo Direct kind of thing. And then just like literally every announcement, regardless of what it is, just like act like I just had the birth of my child happen or something. Or like act like I just won the Super Bowl every announcement, regardless of what it is. You know, a My Little Pony game announced for like just get super. That would be kind of funny. It's like a parody of the exact thing I said I don't do, like kind of a parody of myself. That would be kind of fun. It's like a different style video just to do for the heck of it. That's a good idea. Thank you for that idea. That's actually a really good idea. I'm not gonna green screen it either, but like I could do it. I don't know. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll figure it out. I could probably set up like a thing in Streamlabs to have like a setup specifically for that parodying myself thing. Koopa Slayer says, my daughter's almost 2 and watches My Little Pony every day. I hate myself when I realize I'm getting invested. There's some deep story in My Little Pony. You gotta be careful with that. There's some deep story in My Little Pony, man. Eric watches My Little Pony. He watches the Friendship is Magic one especially, but like, oh man, there's some deep story in it, man. And I just lost 200 subs. Koopa Slayer says, you've become my top favorite Nintendo news YouTuber. You always give the most accurate info with links to sources. That see, I told you guys, links to sources matter. Because even if I say something wrong or get something wrong in my video, you can go down to the sources and verify everything yourself. So even if I get it wrong, I at least provide you where to get the information from. That's why it's so important, because even if I screw up, even if I say something incorrect, people can go do it. Like on the hacking video, I got some information correct, but people were able to go down into my description, grab my sources, do their own research, and realize I'm wrong. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why you need to provide your sources. So that way people don't just blindly believe you. They can fact check you without making them go Google search and figure out where you're finding your crap from. That's why sourcing is important. Even when you make mistakes, it's okay to make, like, you should try not to make mistakes, but I mean, if you do, it's okay. No, I didn't lose 200. I hope I didn't lose 200 subs. He was joking. I wasn't joking. I'm a laid back, down to earth gamer, and I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Let's see here. You're still dragging top long, Nate? I'm still dragging top long. What does that mean? Sorry, I'm like bouncing back between like the old chat trying to catch up with questions. You need to come up with something different. Not saying what you're doing now isn't working. Obviously it is. But to hit that next step, think outside the box. So thinking outside the box, that one idea people had about like overreacting, right? Like overreacting to like parodying myself by overreacting to trailers or overreacting to stuff. I had thought about like, because now that, remember, Nintendo, we can freely use trailers now, right? Right? So I thought about like, I can't do it every time because it would be too time consuming. But like every time Nintendo releases a trailer, like what was the last trailer they put? They put them out sometimes daily because indie trailers or whatever. So like 2 days ago, they put out a Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, Life is Destroy trailer, right? So a 1 minute and 4 second trailer. Imagine if I did an overreaction to that trailer. Like just overreacted, either overreacted to the negative without swearing. I want to try to keep it family friendly if I can. We'll see. Kind of depends on where my reaction's going with it. Because I'll probably watch through the trailer once just so I know what's coming. So I can kind of plan out how, like, subconsciously plan out the reaction. But, or maybe I won't. I don't know. Like, take that idea and, like, apply it to random new trailers they put up on Nintendo. Like, not mocking the trailer, but mocking and, you know, like make an adult overreact series. Like, adult overreacts to latest Travis Strikes Again trailer. Adult overreacts to fitness boxing release trailer. Adult overreacts to Mario Tennis Luma trailer. Adult overreacts to Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside. God, that's such a long name. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s. Like, oh my God. I don't even know if I can fit that all in the title if I put adult overreacts. That might be a fun series to do. Like, because it's a complete parody of myself, and I think that would be funny. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would that be fun? And I can do that because it would be commentary and reactions over trailers, and that is allowed by Nintendo, so it would not be copyright claimed. And it's really not that hard to edit. Once I set up the Streamlabs thing, it'll just be like literally turn on the camera, play the trailer, you know, and it'll appear up here, and then react and get it going. You know, maybe I plan some things like, you know, like I have a pencil here and like snapping. I don't know. Like there'll be probably some props or something I could bring in like to help overreact that it's not going to lead to me breaking something that's legit, like breaking my Switch or something. But yeah, that would be. It'd be easy because there wouldn't be a lot of editing for it. You would just edit, like if there's any if there's any lulls, you know, you can like just like snip it out and like, you know, have jump cuts because it would just be a quick edit. That would be interesting. Alternate between the two parody personas. Yeah, see that actually is interesting. Let me go write that down. Overreact to Nintendo trailers and Nintendo Directs, of course. I was just even thinking, like, if I had been doing this earlier, the fitness boxing one would have been cool. I could have found like one of my fiance's like headbands because she has a headband when she used to work out. Put the headband on and get in some workout clothes, and get right and get like all hyped for it, and just be like, dude, I got my Joy-Cons. I'm so hyped for this, man. How does this work again? Okay, let me. I mean, it's too late now. I want to make sure it's always like a recent trailer, but that would be funny. It'd be pretty easy to do. I mean, there'd be little planned out overreactions to it, but it'd be funny. It's not something that I think would take a lot of planning or a lot of time in addition to the content I already make. And thankfully, trailers are only like, you know, 1 minute, 2 minute long, so it'd be really small videos. That's a neat idea. We'll see if that works. I mean, it's not something that's gonna like blow up instantly, you know. But I think it's a nice like alternative to other content I have. People definitely can't say then that I'm not trying to be entertaining. All the accusations about being boring. There's nothing boring about that. Adult overreacts to new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Yeah, think about that. So I could, like, the overreact series can be like, so I overreact to the trailer, right? And then I play, like, if I'm playing a game, like a brand new game that comes out, like new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which I don't think I'm getting at launch anyways, but if I was, just for money reasons, I'm not picking it up. And I've already played and beat it like that in the Luigi U DLC, so not a lot of new content for me. But regardless, say I picked it up, like, like I would just, like, I'd make it easy on me, like, overreacts to the first level about how amazing it is. Like, I've never played a Mario game again. Like, oh my, did you see me hit that brick? Hold on. Oh, look at the power. It's over 9,000. Like, so, oh my God. Anyways, that would be interesting. But for now, we'll start with trailers. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see if I want to make it to, like, I'm playing a game and, like, overreacting it to gameplay. Oh, I meant to thank you, Nate. I picked up a 400 gigabyte card when it was on sale that you posted and just got it today. Waited now for all the 200 gigabyte of your games to download. Nice, man. Enjoy. I don't have one yet, and what makes me mad, by the time I have the money to have one, there won't be a sale. Switch Pro had exclusive games. Adult overreacts to Sushi Striker. LOL Boogie 298. Well, the Boogie's different. The Francis character is way different. Goes into some inappropriate levels of stuff. But this could be fun. Ryan Lista, read your comment. What comment was that? Child reacts to adult to direct. Teens react to adult react. Where is? I don't see. Still think you should do Fanboy Nate and Hater Nate content. Fanboy Nate and Hater Nate content. What do you mean, Fanboy Nate and Hater Nate? Explain, Ryan. Explain that concept. Please don't act fake in videos. Thanks. Just be yourself. But, like, mocking myself is being myself. Here's the thing. The overreacting to trailers thing is totally me making fun of my younger self on how I would act every time. Like, not every time something was shown, but, like, a lot of times. I used to overreact like crazy. I used to call everyone on my phone to, like, tell them about things. And oh, man. Talked about it last. You think I remember? I don't remember what I was wearing yesterday. I try to remember things, but, like, I don't know. As I'm getting older here, I'm not remembering things as much. That's why do you think I write things down on the whiteboard? Let's see here. Where is he seeing these comments? They must not be showing up on my phone. Oh, Switch Stop. I read backlog of comments. I try to read everything as much as I can. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Just going through the old chat, see if there's anything major I missed. Marshmallow, wish me luck. Thanks, man. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm caught up to the chat. Have a pause. Let me see here. Fanboy defends the new Super Mario Bros. Is different. Have you heard anything about Mario Party getting DLC? Just in the leak, 2 levels of DLC that's in the fake leak. There's like a haunted what level and something, I don't know. It's probably fake, so I wouldn't really get excited about it. But I haven't heard anything legit. Like people say, you are a fanboy, and some say you criticize. Oh yeah, okay. Where I fanboy too much and I criticize too much. I don't know what to do in a video for that, though. I don't know what to do with it. Like half the people think I'm a fanboy, half the people think I'm a hater. I don't know what to do for that, though. It's an interesting thing. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I had a really good idea on the last stream, and I'm totally blanking right now. Example of me having indie people. As I'm doing this stream, I was emailed by an indie person They said, "Hi, Nintendo Prime. We'd like to share some nice small update with you. Feudal Alloy, an epic action adventuring futurist controlled medieval robots." All right. It's coming out on Nintendo Switch, Steam, and Good Old Games on January 17th. We also released some new awesome launch trailers, so please check it out. The game's coming out on Steam, Good Old Games, and Nintendo Switch, and soon Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It's going to be $17. And he sent me a review code. And when they don't send you a review code, all you have to do is like email them back and say, "Cool, can I get a review code?" And they'll just send it to you. The code won't work before the game is visible. So January 10th is when I could use that code they sent me. See, that's what I was saying, where I could do like impressions of like indie games, because I can get access to indie games early. Getting access to indie games isn't hard. Create those characters and react to a piece of news. See, I think there's some other channels that do that though, Ryan. I've seen other channels that like will bring up like Xbox fanboy versus Nintendo fanboy versus hater. I've seen other channels that like mimic that and do that. I don't know if doing that kind of content. I've seen too many other channels do it to think it's really unique, even though it'd be different on my channel. See, that's why I like the overreaction, because the overreaction like can be negative or positive, you know. It can kind of get both involved in there, because it'd be unrealistic either way. Like, I would never react that way to one of these trailers, but I got a lot of new followers on Twitter. Why do I have so many new followers on Twitter? It's weird. Anyways. I'd look for a new Mario baseball game like the one the GameCube was awesome. Hey, Nate, what are your thoughts on Tales of Vesperia when it comes out on the 11th? Never even heard of it, so I don't have any thoughts. So there you go. My thoughts are, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I know that was totally lame. What can I say? Huh. Thanks, YouTube. So did you know my video, I lost my job, so what's next was flagged as not being appropriate for ads. Did you know that? And then I disputed that it wasn't appropriate, because I'm like, I didn't swear. I didn't show any bad stuff. And just now, like 4 days later, they finally approved it for ads when nobody, I mean, it's not the end of the world. At least they approved it. I don't know why I haven't had content flagged in a while, so that I hope this isn't the start of YouTube starting to flag all my content again like they did at the beginning of 2018. Almost every single video I had got flagged. So by the time it was unflagged, you'd only make like $1. Hey Nate, what are our thoughts of the Tales of Vesperia? Oh wait, I already said I don't know what that is. I think your bread and butter is making these discussion videos and then having these live streams to further answer questions and discuss them. That many creators go the extra mile. I try. Live streams are obviously like a big source of revenue too, like super chats and donations. Super chats and donations have been a little low for a while now compared to what they used to be. We used to get heavy super chats and heavy donations, but whatever. That you know, you're reliant on people being generous. Like things are gonna happen. That's always gonna ebb and flow. Sometimes we're gonna get a lot of support, and sometimes you won't get as much. It doesn't really matter. I just want the Patreon to keep growing. That's really the big thing. That Patreon is one fat check you get every single month. It's like a payday. Having like a payday in there. So I have my YouTube payday and then I have my Patreon payday. So like let's go. I want to get that up. So then that raising up, because then that doesn't. Patreon tends not to fluctuate as much as ad revenue. Ad revenue can go from like I made like you guys saw at the back of like, oh, he's made over 1,000. Like I'm not really making over 1,000. I wish I was, but like there's the 20% cut that goes to your MCN, and it's just all. By the time it gets all chopped up to you, you end up with not as much as it says. But hey Nate, do you think legitimate leaks have false information just to cover themselves up from the Nintendo ninjas? So many people call leaks out as fake because of a few questionable statements. No, I do think some companies intentionally leak things that are fake, just so people can't tell what's real and what's fake. I do think that's the thing that happens. I don't know that I don't know. I don't think anyone's trying to hide from the ninjas. I often think that stuff that is like a bunch of real stuff with a few fake things, or like a few fake things with some legit real stuff, I think it's all part of the plan. I don't think it has anything to do with hiding from ninjas. I think it has everything to do with those companies not wanting people to figure out what's real or not. Ole, 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 ole. I don't know why. It's getting late. YouTube sucks donkey balls. Jeez. I'm also caught up to the chat. Here's the thing. Whenever I get caught up to the chat, it always feels like the chat's barely moving. Barely moving. But yeah, so I have demo impressions. Maybe I should do impressions of indie games that I get early access to. Like maybe that indie game that just sent to me on January 10th, when I can install it, maybe do an impression of it that day. If it's any good. I mean, if it ends up being a game that's not that great, would be like a terrible... Like, I also don't want to like not do a video just because the game is bad, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I hope the Sonic we visited is real. I think a lot of people hope that's real. I feel like the one big thing holding back Grand Theft Auto 5 on Switch is the Switch cart price. That old game is still so popular. People would love a portable version. It makes too much sense. I don't think carts are holding back anyone. They would just release it digital only if that was a problem. That's not holding back anyone. I think Rockstar was really focused on Red Dead, and they weren't even worried about porting it anywhere else. Now that Red Dead's out, maybe they go back and they're like, oh, maybe we can bring it to the Switch now. Like, I just don't think they were thinking about it. That's all. They were too focused on Red Dead. Like, Rockstar gets severely focused on the one project when they're close to the finish line. That's what also ends up making their games usually so good, is they're so zoned in on the one project. That, like, we could be talking about something else, and they're just like, oh, you're talking about GTA 5 right now? We're talking about Red Dead. We don't care about GTA 5 right now. Like, they care because of the revenue, but, like, we're not really putting any time into that right now. Now they might. Now and then again, there's Red Dead DLC probably to make. And how does one get on the mail listing for these indie games? I'm not on a mail listing. I literally have 0 contacts. What happens is indie games, what I've noticed is my email is listed under the About section on YouTube. It's also listed on my Twitter account, and I obviously have a website with a contact form. And my website is linked on my YouTube account. So what happens is indie developers will be searching for people to cover their game. Okay, because indie games are, like, advertising wise, because they don't have a lot of money, they're reliant upon others covering their game. So what they'll do is they'll reach out to the popular YouTubers, right? But, like, the popular YouTubers usually have so many games to play, have so many review codes, have so many of this, so many of that, that the chances of them choosing to play your game on a stream, choosing to play your game and doing impressions of it is pretty slim. So then what they do is they decide to go for a smaller group of YouTubers. So they'll go for, like, the millions, like the PewDiePies of the world, that are probably not going to play. They just get handed the review codes. They don't even use them most of the time. Then you go down the list and they'll go to, okay, let's hit the 500K, let's hit the 400, the 300, 200, 100. And for so a lot of indie developers, they'll go for even smaller than that. So what they'll do is they look at my channel and they go, look, he's getting 1,000 views, 2,000, 3,000 views per video. If he does a coverage of our game, it might gain us, say 20, 30, maybe 50 new sales, right? Not like a huge number. You know, let's say I do coverage of that game. No one knows what it is. So I get half the viewership I usually do. So instead of getting 1,000 views, I get 500. But then 50 of the 500 ends up buying the game. That ends up being a benefit to them because the cost of the game to me is nothing compared to the money they made off the 50 people who bought the game. So their hope is, because I'm a smaller YouTuber, because I don't get review codes very often, that when I do get a review code, I'm going to do something with it. That's the hope anyways. So that is a very interesting, like, so basically I do nothing. I don't ask for review copies, like, ever. They just give them to me because of my channel. They literally search Nintendo YouTuber. And, they just scroll through and they look at videos and they're like, oh, what's this guy with, like, 40,000 subs? Because they know there's a higher chance I'll cover the game over someone who's got more subs and more copies. Anyways, so that's kind of how it works. So then I just get randomly sent review codes. I usually get like 2 or 3 a month. I don't usually use them. Sometimes I just email them back and say thank you, but I'm probably not going to cover your game. Some of them I've downloaded and never even played. Like, I have the YouTube simulator one. I thought about doing a video on that once. Like, let's see how accurate the YouTube simulator is to my life. And, I mean, it's not going to be accurate at all because you're a kid out of your bedroom at your parents' house. This is how the game works. But whatever. It's a very interesting way that I've been looking at this. And now, like, if I'm going to do some hands-on impressions, it makes sense to start with the games that I already get early access to, which are indie games. And the more of those hands-on impressions I do for indie games, probably the more indies that are going to send me. I'm realizing, oh man, he's doing hands-on impressions of indie games. Even though I don't think I have a huge indie game audience, I guess that's one way to build it up. You're not going to build up an indie game audience if you don't actually cover indie games, right? So might be something for me to consider. Since I don't really cover the news for indie games, but if I'm doing the impressions, that's almost more important than the news. So I think impressions of games are way more important than the news most of the time. Because I watch a lot of impressions of games that I don't have early access to. Nary needs... I don't even know what Nary is, Philip. Indie developers find you. Yeah, basically. You don't get the point of the 64 gig cards. Player one, Lysrin, just subscribe. Thank you so much. Is there a difference to the last gen version of GTA 5 to the next gen version other than resolution and frame rate? That's it. But it's like a massive difference. Not just like forget the resolution, the frame rate is so much better. A lot of people consider the last gen version practically unplayable in comparison. If you get out indie game reviews out the day of launch, they can do really well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing at least a game review a month now. I thought about doing 2, like one major game, one indie game, because indie games are usually not as long, so it's easier to play through and beat an indie game. Usually, they're anywhere between like 4 to 10 hours to beat an indie game, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So I thought about doing like 2 reviews a month, doing like the major one and the indie one. And obviously, if I get early access, like I have early access to this indie game, it would make sense to do a review of it, right? Like, and especially if there's no, because they didn't give me any restrictions, I don't think, on that one. Usually, like, sometimes they give you, like, oh, you could talk about this and that, but indie studios are usually like, you talk about whatever you want. They don't care. They just want the attention. So, what did he say? He said, there's the launch trailer, game coming out on Steam. Here's the review code. Please note that, oh yeah, you told me it was known. If you'd like to help us out by sharing the news, that would be awesome. But please, it'd be nice if you won't share reviews before. Okay, so this one requests specifically, it would be nice if you don't. So you could release the review before release day, but they're saying please don't. And they even give you they give me information about the studio. It's by A2 Games from the Czech Republic. It's just 2 people. They've been making it for 3 years. Oh, I think one of the people. Yeah, this is actually one of the developers. This is literally, it's a 2-person studio, and this is one of the people who made the game who reached out. That's always really cool, especially if I really like the game. Maybe I can get them to interview me or to do an interview. I'll have to watch the trailer and see if I like that one. But yeah, so they're not saying I can't do any impressions. They're saying just no reviews. I should email them back and be like, hey, is it okay if I do an impression video and then a review video? Or maybe I should just do just a straight review video. I don't know. We'll see. Basically, I'm going to play the game first, and then that will really tell me what I want to do with it. For Feudal Alloy. It is an epic action-adventure game. I love action-adventure games. Zelda, hello. Featuring fish-controlled medieval robots. That's all the description it gave me. Besides all the information on when it's coming out and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll review that. Maybe I'll review that one since I have early. That's the one I have early access to this month right now. It's the only indie game I have early access to. Neri, the Tower of Shirin. Let me look at that. I know you told me about it. It doesn't mean that I remember that I looked it up, of course. I'll Google it right now. Neri, the Tower of Shirin. What is this about? This is a troubled upper-class girl, gangster turned scholar, is a charming graphic adventure. Okay. One of those graphic. Enjoy a huge amount of ridiculously cute hand-drawn art, meet tons of charming characters, become absorbed in, collect, trade, and combine wacky items, solve brain-teasing puzzles, enjoy a beautiful soundtrack. One player. Oh, released last year. November 29th. Usually, like, things like this don't get traction this far out from when it released, though. It looks adorable. The art style's amazing. Are you saying that it needs attention? Is the studio in trouble? I know, like, sometimes, like, indie studios, like, if the game bombs, like, that's it for them. I think I have enough gold points. I could pick this game up with just my gold points, I think. The cowboy game had your blood pressure up. Dude, I didn't watch any of it, but I know it was a really tight game. Because, I mean, Seahawks and Cowboys are pretty good. So, like, I expected it to be a really tight game. I kind of figured whoever had the ball last was going to win because Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott are pretty clutch. At least, Russell Wilson's been clutch pretty much his whole career, but like Dak Prescott has had very limited playoff opportunities. In the regular season, Dak Prescott's been pretty clutch when he has the ball at the end. And he did it again. He just did it in the playoffs. It's old school, almost Sierra type pure adventure game with great characters and amazing world building. No, I believe you. It's just if like I do a review of it, I don't know that it'll track really well right now. Because no one else will be talking about it for me to build my video off of other people's videos. But I could live stream it potentially. That can give it some attention. But I have to play it and make sure I'm going to enjoy it. Or like, cause if I don't enjoy it, then it won't be a good look for the game, even though the game looks gorgeous. I haven't played a pure adventure game in a long time. Display calling for the Seahawks suck. There we go. Cowboy fan and a Seahawks fan. Hiya. Hello. What's up, Lou Frazier? I gotta pin this email. I don't want to lose this email. This is like, it's really cool when like an actual indie developer. You know what? Here, have some free advertising. We're going to play his trailer on live stream for you guys. Why not? I think it's cool that this guy contacted me. Like when it's one of the actual developers, that's really cool. Let me move the camera a bit. Please don't fall, camera. Okay. All right, let's full screen this bad boy. Close that. All right, let's see what this game looks like. Okay. Ooh, I like that move. Okay, so it's like a side-scrolling action adventure. Oh, look at that art style. It's kind of neat. That's a lot of hand-drawn stuff. Okay, this is kind of like an old Metroid-style layout to the levels. Made by 2 people. Oh, that looks great. What is that? Okay, electric move is pretty sweet. That wasn't that bad. I have to play it. It could be clunky, but it's on everything. We put this game on everything. And they put it on everything as a 2-person studio. That's pretty cool. Nice. Well, I have the code, so I might as well check it out at least. That look halfway decent. What do you guys think? Looks pretty cool, yeah. Well, and they said in the email, I can actually upload that trailer. I think they said and monetize it. They said please check it out. The game's coming out. If you'd like to help us by sharing that news. Okay, no reviews till release day. Information. Oh, I guess they didn't say I could share the trailer. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. I'd have to ask them. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Anyways, here in England, it's 8 a.m. Nice. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, might do a review of that one if it's not too long. I should email him. I'm gonna email him back right now and say about how long is it? Because I'm working on Let's Go Pizza, Let's Go Eevee review. That's landing this month no matter what. So, doing this one in between would be nice. I may buy this game now. Your work is not gone without notice, devs. Well, I'll have a review landing for it on. I'll probably review this game. Well, I gotta play it first. If I play it and it's really, really clunky, like I almost don't want to. Here's the problem with indie games, and this is. So if I review an indie game, right, I almost don't want to do a review for an indie game that sucks. I feel like, think about it, it's a 2-person team that took 3 years to make this. I don't want to shit on their game. Right? But it doesn't look like this game sucks. I don't think this game in particular is going to be bad, but that happens sometimes, But then I'm being dishonest if like I won't review a game that's bad. I don't know. I mean, people usually review games they enjoy anyways on YouTube because like, or at least games they thought they would enjoy, because they don't want to waste their money. You thought it was a point and click. Yeah. Well, I'll leave this email starred in my email inbox, and I can't use the code till the 10th. That's the big thing. I got to write down to remember to download it. But yeah, that's definitely a potential review candidate, since I can have that review land day and date. I feel awful reviewing any game that sucks made by 2 people. I would also feel dishonest saying it was true. That's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Especially when it wasn't a PR person. Literally, one of the developers personally emailed you and gave you that code. And you're just like, your game's not very good. But then you don't want to be dishonest. I think no matter... the bottom line is, if I tell them I'm going to review the game, I'm going to review the game. I'm not going to be dishonest about it. So, if there are performance issues, yeah, of course. The leak said something about Mega Man 2, Super Mario Bros. 2 US. I don't know. Oh, God, if I remember. Fake news. The leak's probably fake news. Watch it be real. I'm treating it as fake this whole time. Just watch it be real. Watch it be like the most legit thing. Just because this sounds so ridiculous and just so many parts of it don't sound real to me. And then like just watch it be legit. Knowing my luck, that's what'll happen. It'll actually be legit. Too legit to quit. Good times. Good times. Hey, our like to dislike ratio is up to 88%. How about that? Almost at 90. Yeah, no one knows what NES games we're getting this month. All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hey, on the bright side, out of all the feedback, even though I kind of disagreed with some of it, because like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna lie about how I feel about some of that feedback, specifically from Retro Cheats, who might have already unsubscribed, so it doesn't really matter. Demo impressions is one thing to come out of this. Potentially reviewing indie games now that I do game reviews, so that's a potential. We'll try it maybe with this one game, and we'll see how it goes, since reviews do take time. And then overreact to trailers as like a kind of mockery of myself, or a mockery of people who overreact. I don't know. I don't know what the overreact trailers one is the one that's going to be like most likely like might wait for the right trailer to do that with first, for like the very first one, since I don't have an audience for that kind of thing yet. Wait for the right trailer. But the demo impressions, that's definitely something I'll that means I got to start paying attention to what demos are coming out. But yeah, definitely something I can do. All right, I'm going to go. It's 2 a.m. now. Officially 2:05 a.m. It means it's time for me to hit the sack. Get, 5 hours of sleep in here at least before my kids wake up. Will I stream the Direct? I usually do, unless it's at a time that I cannot do it. Like if it's at 3 o'clock on a weekday, I can't because my kids get off the bus then, so I can't. But if it's at like noon, if it's at 10 a.m., sure. So, all right. Peace.